Hi, guys. Slowly gonna filter in. Just let us know if you can hear us. It's myself, Adam, and Edward.
Hello.
Edward's getting a beer. We all need beer right now. Hello, guys. Looks like they can hear us, but just someone say that you can hear us just because I get paranoid. And no one is. They're helloing at
We're getting
us. They
hellos.
must be. They must hear
Is that
us.
confirmation? Yes.
Yes, can hear you. Thank you, Keston. There's always a delay for when it comes up on the chat.
Oh, I see.
And I'm so glad I finally got the chat overlay because I was missing so much. At least I can see a bunch more than I could. Oh, we're so glad you guys are here. We are so glad you are here as always, everybody. How's everybody's summer going? Let us know. What are you doing for the tail end of summer? I know for some of you this is actually winter, but what have you been doing for June, July, and August? Anything good? Let us know in the chat. Well, Vampire, we are so glad you're able to make it today. I personally was just telling Adam how I couldn't believe it was already the end of August. I was putting up the schedule for Raythe Rain. We do a month in advance, but it also, when it touched on October, Adam, I was like, what the hell?
I know.
Although
I
fall is my
know.
favorite season, to
Me
be perfectly
too.
blunt.
I only came to terms with that last year. I always felt like
Really?
it had to be spring or summer, and I'm like, you know what? Fall always makes me very happy. And I like rain. I'm happy with I'm happy with the weather shift. And it was a good summer. It was long. I got lots of beach time in. I'm fine.
And that's hold on one second. Vanessa just came. There we go.
I'm
Hello,
here.
hello. You're in.
Hello.
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 Excellent. All right, everyone's still filtering in, so it's all good. We're sort of like everyone's like fall is the best. Fall is the best, god damn it. Just sort of saying what we did in the summer and what was all going on. Because I just can't believe we're already here. It's going to be like Christmas. I'm uh I'm actually moving back to my hometown. I was able to purchase a place and I'm doing some work done. And I've lived in my condo for over 20 years, which is dating me. And I thought, oh, it's going to be such a nice long transition period between leaving here and going back home while they're doing the work. And then I realized, it's already going to be October. Like, I'm already looking at that. And like, it's going to go so fast. And the last year here is going to be hard because I've absolutely loved it here. I'm absolutely thrilled about going home, but and home is literally just a suburb over. So don't make it sound like I'm really traveling, but I'm not. But yeah, nice.
Fall is
People are.
also spooky season.
It
So I
is.
have to add, I've always been such a I don't really celebrate Halloween, I guess, anymore, but I'm a horror movie fan. And we have vampire fans among us, so I'm not surprised to see fall is their favorite season too.
Exactly. It is. It is vampire season. That's what I always call it. It's vampire season.
Yeah.
That or pumpkin spice season. I just yeah. I admit that each year I think to myself like, oh, do I really want to carve pumpkins? I'm like, yes, yes, I do. And
Yeah.
not just one. It's yeah, and I loop my friends into it and I make them do it as well. Do you carve pumpkins at all or really nothing, Adam or Vanessa?
I haven't in years, but I always intend to. And there's friends who will have parties or that's what they do, and I think it's kind of cool. Maybe I'll be
Nice.
resolved to this year.
Well, one of the things that I am excited about the new house is that it's in an area where there's lots of kids. When you live in a
Oh,
condo,
nice.
there's no trick or treaters, none. So I am actually going to go all out. I'm going to like make the front yard into like a cemetery next year. I'm
Oh,
gonna
fun.
have yeah. I'm gonna dress up and I'm going to sit outside and give out candy to the kids and adult beverages to the adults who want them.
Nice.
I seriously, because I have a good friend who she lives out in a farm suburb, and they literally have a wheeled cart that they bring with them that has like booze that they just share with the parents, and everyone's dressed up, and it just sounds like the best way to celebrate Halloween if you're an adult. So I'm looking forward to that. How about you, Vanessa? Do you like fall, winter, summer, spring? What's your favorite?
I love fall. Yeah, fall is
Yeah,
my season.
yeah,
I don't love it when it's too hot. So
no,
this sort of perfect, it's fall, but it's it's not rainy, wet, cold fall yet. It's just like
Right.
autumn leaves and yeah.
Yes. Well, I am built like a Ukrainian grandmother, even at my early age, so I am built for fall and winter. This summer sucks. I'm sorry. All sweaty,
Ugh.
no thank
It's
you.
been hot
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm like,
everywhere.
"Oh." We have a little bit of reprieve here in Chicago. Last week, we had, like, it was like 116, it was, like, ridiculous. But we're now back in the 70s, so it's just, like, schizophrenic here.
Oh my gosh.
And then it
Did you
will
say
be
it was
back up.
116
Yeah,
Oh,
and
in
whoa.
there's some area that's
Chicago?
insane. I know.
Wow.
But we've been really, really lucky, because truthfully, climate change has been kind to us in the Midwest comparatively to everyone.
Yeah.
So that means less cold winters, but more time for that you can go out and really enjoy it without being snowed in. And then snow
Mm.
is actually like a dusting rather than like, oh my God, this gray sludge, got to get it out of the way.
Oh.
Yeah. My parents live part-time in, Arizona, so we go down there probably 2 or 3 times a year, maybe twice a year, and it is, yeah, we were planning on going this summer, but all the stories I was hearing about the state of things down there sounded pretty rough.
It really is. I know like a few friends who've gone to Texas, and I thought that was crazy even before things were like, but now it's like a hellscape, like with the heat. I'm like, good
Yeah.
luck with that. They're like, well, you're only using air conditioning. I said, then what's the point of being supposedly in a warm area if you're just going to be inside all the time? I'm
Yeah.
like, that's lame. So yeah, so um, welcome back, Edward. You have your beer. We were talking about
I
what are okay.
do,
Season it.
yes.
Yay! No one will be surprised that I'm drinking my Diet Coke, although I will get a glass of wine at some point. But I just wanted to start with this.
Well, I'm beginning
Uh,
with a Cannery Brewing. I can't even speak today. I haven't even been drinking yet. This is why I need it. Help me. Part of it's the Australian process. Wildfire Dark Lager to support the
nice.
firefighters who are currently battling those amazing blazes in the Pacific Northwest.
Ah, I
So cheers,
know.
everyone, wherever you are, my friends. Good to hang out with you all.
Yes, someone's already said Foxy Eddie. That's yes, they're already exciting. This is I will say that one thing about fall too is that I love to cook and I love to make like roast meats and stews and all this kind of stuff. Another reason why I'm built like Ukrainian grandmother. So I'm looking forward to that, to the cooking
Mhm.
season as I call it. For sure, for sure. Okay, before we sort of get ourselves, I think we're sort of filtered in by now. I mean, people are still coming. And do be telling everyone what your summer has been like and what you're looking forward to and what your favorite season is. But I did want to go through some business, which is always fun. So, for those of you who don't know, we are starting volume 5 is now out on the shop. So you can get the entirety of volume 5. Members, you've already listened to all of volume 5. You are actually starting volume 6. But if you want to pick up a copy, for example, of the hardcover or the ebook or the audiobook that you can have for your very own and not want to be online and stream it, you can do so. And members get the audiobooks for $10 rather than 25. Kat and I send out those codes often. If you don't know what that is, no worries. You can contact any of us via the email or through the back end, make a ticket, and we will tell you what that code is so that you can get those for your very own. For those of you who have thought about, should I sign up for Raythe Rain? For $9.95, that's the most you would spend at a membership. Otherwise, it's much less if you buy it in packs, like 3 months or 6 months or a year. You can right now for $9.95 listen to, I think it's up to 76, all the way through chapter 76 with no edits, totally uncut. The smooth, dulcet tones of 3 of these actors who are with us today. And it's all there for you to stream, as well as all of Dragon's Reign uncut, and as well as the Night Prince, which will be coming in September, which I will be doing. And I have this sick masochistic desire for when I get it done to ask these guys to listen to it, just to say, give me some tips and tricks because I know I'm going to be doing a tour of Europe for a couple of voices, um, because it's got some dwarves and some elves, and I'm trying to do some kind of sort of different stuff there. We'll see how that goes.
That
So
sounds super exciting. Yeah,
it
maybe we can
is.
do a Raythe Reads live, and we'll have Adam and I giving notes like the worst excesses of the industry.
Yes,
Could
absolutely.
you
Please.
try that again, but be more? I don't know.
No word of a lie. I had we had this little niche. I had a session yesterday for the commercial client and literally had to do 93 takes
Oh my
for 3
God.
sentences.
No, come
It was a
on.
15-second spot
Yes, yeah, that's true.
playing a bottle of powdered soap, like a broy bottle of powdered soap, and they had me do it in 90. I was like, I thought I was being punked. I thought they were joking with me.
Oh, he's such a beautiful actor as a powdered
Oh,
soap. It's too real,
it was
everyone. It's
brutal.
too real.
And that you were playing a bottle of powdered soap. Were you
Mm.
Yeah.
adorable? Were you
Wasn't even a crazy character, just a
sultry?
normal a couple sentences.
Oh,
Like, you guys have lost the plot here. 3 directors.
Oh my God.
And they were all being paid. That's the other thing that gets
No.
us.
So they
We
had-
can't
They're all
really
justifying
afford
their
you.
paychecks.
Yeah.
I
What kind
can't
of
even
notes does
imagine.
powdered soap get? Like,
Yes,
That
it was out of control.
3 directors, good God. No, I'm, like, just happy when Mew is not mewing in the background, and I don't, basically, I keep the voices relatively the same. But I'm excited to do this. I loved reading Dragon's Reign. I get jealous when I listen to all of these guys do such a good job. Although it has made me more self-conscious, I will tell you, because in the before times, when I just was like, I'm just gonna read it. I don't care. Now I'm like, oh, I have to be like even like a little bit as good as them. Not even quite that, but I'm doing it anyways because
You've got a fantastic voice.
Yeah, you do.
mm,
You
I
do,
I
Ray.
love you all. I love you all. It's because of the popularity of Everdark that I'm gonna do this. I am by the well, I'm not gonna make an announcement because it's way too soon. But let's just say that, they're not going
You
away.
tease.
I know. They're not going away, but, um, literally to do 2 serials at a time with everything else they're doing, I think I would stretch the limits of our friendship. So while I would love her Grace reads, honestly, to do more, and I'm always gonna look for those opportunities, I knew that that I would have to do one. But it's because everyone they've signed up for the audio, and they love the audio, and I'm like, "Okay, the next serial I do, which is The Night Prince, has to be done in audio too. It can't just be written, which I can't believe I'm saying. But that's sort of like now what we've set up because everyone's like, "Oh, are Edward and Adam gonna do this?" I'm like, it's gonna be me. It's gonna be me.
What
And
is the I think the chat I think you'll find the fans really love you being involved, right? There's
Mhm.
something wonderful about an author directly connecting with you as a well, I'll speak for myself, hey, connecting with me as a listener, feeling like I'm being told a story by this person. So don't underestimate yourself.
Well, thank you. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be seeking out your thoughts on this as we're going forward.
And that's where the friendship ends.
And that's where the friendship ends. And that's when I'm like 3 directors telling me to do crazy shit. But
Yeah.
just so you know, for those of you who want to check out Night Prince, I put up that's not what I wanted to put up. Although I love that comment. I'm just putting up the link. There's the link there. So it will be so we'll get through this stuff and I promise we'll get some more interesting parts, which are these guys. But it will start September 22nd. It will have 4 chapters in September, and the audio will be up at the same time the chapters are up. So, and then it will go down to 2 chapters a month, most likely. And the reason for that is 1, we're recording it. And if I make a mistake or have too much cat mewing in the background, that can't happen. 2, I need to be able to listen to your guys' feedback so I'm not that far ahead of where you are, you being the readers, because I need that feedback on the chapters. And that's very, very, very important to me. So we have to do that. So it'll be 2 chapters a month versus the others, which have a minimum of pretty much 2 to 3, most times 4. I am also rushing ahead with Everdark Academy. It's not really rushing. We're coming to the end. There's a dragon, you guys. Just so you know, Edward, Vanessa, and Adam, the
Oh, hell yeah.
dragon made it in.
It's Valerian. It's a crossover, everybody. Spoiler.
Yes, exactly. Spoiler. They wanted a crossover, and now it's called Akith, the Destroyer of Worlds. And it was an old nemesis of Damon's. But yes. So, yeah, it's the totally crazy crossover. But I'm rushing ahead because Everdark 3 is going to be starting. I have it planned to start, and I need Everdark Academy done for reasons that we're not going to talk about right now. But yeah, just think about that. Put that into your little mind. So now is a really great time to sign up. Is what I'm trying to tell you. You can get 76 chapters of Everdark, all of Dragon's Reign, all the sexy chapters of Empires of Stars, and you're going to get everything for the Night Prince. Plus, you get those discounts on audiobooks for everything else. So, all right, I think that's the no, wait, one more thing. I swear to God, one more thing. And then we're going to give a giveaway, and then we're going to do some fun stuff. So one of the things that we need to talk about is the War Child manga. Okay. Do you guys remember that from last time where you got to see yourselves in the awesomeness that was T-Wolf style? Let me just put that up. Let's see if I can find. So this is the War Child manga. So it's really cool. I mean, it's, don't you love romance covers where there's like a hulking monster behind the two heroes? That just shows exactly.
Right. That shows your human privilege. You're assuming that that's the monster.
Right. The two in front are definitely the monsters.
Yeah.
Hey.
So just a reminder of what this is about. This is a prequel to Everdark, but don't worry, because I'm telling you right now, Balthazar, Caemorn, Arceus, and Fiona are all in it. And this is they're a lot of vampires, and even Damon has a little bit of a role. And it's about a Warren war child who is on the loose in Cold Haven, Wisconsin, and Warren are the ones that can turn into animals, so they can shapeshift, and this one can turn into something that's more of a monster than an animal, which is a werewolf. So just to show some of the art, which is really spectacular. It's so different than Matthias, which I love. But I mean, what always surprises me about T-Wolf is I will give her a few lines of, and this is something I think actors do, which just still stuns me, is how you can understand the character just from these really brief descriptions. And she actually is brilliant at somehow understanding who Balthazar is. I mean, look at him. He's just like, the look on his face, that is Balthazar. Is that not Balthazar, Edward? And and Arceus is like, yeah, what are you up to? This is like dangerous. And of course, Caemorn, our beloved Caemorn, he's like, you could just hear him going, puff. And there's so there's Artemis Lucius below him, our favorite one to hate.
I love T-Wolf stuff, I have to say. It reminds me very much of that Battleship Yamato. I think they call it Star Blazers in America in the West. That sort of style. It's fantastic. We could put Caemorn on the bridge of a battleship somewhere. That'd be brilliant.
Yes. Well, it's funny because T-Wolf actually had a sensei in Japan. She studied under one to become a mangaka.
Mm-hmm.
So she is actually Indonesian. But as you see, so even though this is a prequel and they aren't together, we have Balthazar has a very intense imagination, and we get to see some of that. Very vivid.
Yes.
So we get to see this. So don't worry. There's definitely going to be some sexy times, despite the fact that it's a prequel. I know Fiona looks beautiful, doesn't she? Black Rose, her braids are gorgeous. And I just love how, I don't know, T-Wolf captured, for example, well, no, I can't say this. Anyway, just look how Arceus and Fiona are looking at one another. Just look at that. Look at those faces.
Oh, the over-the-shoulder turn.
Yes, just like, oh, and he's so happy to see her, and she's so stunned that he's there. So there we go in that. And then, of course, here comes Balthazar plunging in to make it awkward, because as one
it's
does.
only awkward. It's only weird if you make it weird.
So I know that.
Got weird. Felt that.
Yeah,
Yep,
it got weird.
got weird.
Nope. Had to take a little drink there because I'm like, oh yeah. Okay. All right. Now, did I lose? This is really annoying. I think I lost. Oh. That's really sad. It looks like it got rid of the. No, it didn't. I'm just like, there. We can move it back to volume 5 because that's what's up today. So I know that most of you on the chat, and we lost
Christian has
our.
big hands. Has anyone else noticed that?
Thank you.
Yes, he does.
Yes.
He definitely does.
Lovely.
I
Very
think I'm gonna have to. This is really
expressive hands.
very expressive hands. What is going on
They're
here?
what style his amazing hair.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Okay.
Good
this
hair and
is
skincare
good.
regime being a vampire.
That's what it means.
All right, hold on 1 second. We're having technical difficulties. Are you really not going to show me the chat now? Are you really not going to stream it? Come on.
Man hands. That's right. Constantine.
Absolutely.
He does have man hands.
Yes.
Oh, and
Very
this is
firm.
lovely. Very firm.
With a
So
smile.
we were able to do the larger size of the Everdark blanket with Damon with the roses. We weren't able to do that before because we were afraid the image wouldn't look really good, but a bunch of people have already bought it. So those of you who do want it, it is up, and it will be there because I know people wanted to do that.
You know
All
what
right.
I want, Raythe? You know, I want an Everdark monogrammed bathrobe / house robe. You know, something
Nice.
don't you think with just a pocket monogram of the house.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Dark navy blue or royal blue. Yes.
Ooh.
Black silk. I don't
know. Sweet.
We can't afford that yet. Everyone, tell your friends to join so that we can make merch like that.
Exactly. It's got Edward needs his fluffy robe.
No, I want one of those like smooth ones.
Oh, the silk. You have to have silk.
Yes. Oh,
you
yeah.
have to have silk. Absolutely have to have silk. All right. Well, I'm so
and then a fluffy one.
Of course, and then a comfy one.
Yeah.
I know. Well, you need monogram slippers too. That goes
Brilliant.
with it. Oh my god. Okay, so the chat overlay is not showing up again. If Kat, if you have any ideas, please let me know. I don't think there is. I'm so disappointed with this now. What has it done? No. But we are going to do the thing, and then we're going to well, actually, we're going to do.
I love that the writer in the room says we're going to do the thing.
You know the thing.
I have to
use your words.
Quite frankly, a writer's only as good as their editor. Oh wait, I don't have one. That's the rub of this. Yes, can't have it. Okay, so she claims that she can see it on YouTube. All right. So long as everyone else can see it and I can't see it in the back. I don't know. Maybe if one of you wonderful actors could just be sort of watching it, if there's because I'm gonna miss stuff. I know it. And this is how Kat and I are like, yeah, I have no idea what the fuck is going on in Restream, but I can see it on YouTube just fine. That's how we roll. That is how we roll, damn it. All right. Okay. No, I do not have a tablet. All right. It does not matter. It is all good. We are going. Okay. All right. See, okay, hold on. Black Rose. Oh yeah. Okay. We have a good comment here. No offense to the actors, but there are moments where I am uncomfortable, but that when I listen to the content in a stream, but the work is appreciated. Well, you know what's interesting, Black Rose? So when I have to listen to others read my work, I think I get nervous that it sounds dumb to them, right? Especially the sex scenes, because what's sexy for one person is definitely not sexy for another. And I'm thinking to myself, they're having to say these words that are not theirs, but they're doing so. Oh my God. So it's just, it's an interesting thing. So actors, I mean, we've talked about this before, but I really think that I am always curious again to get back to you, because I know that you don't just do audio work. You guys you're in movies, you're in television shows, you're in commercials, although I don't think you're doing sex in commercials, but I know that you do romantic roles, right?
Depends on what you pay me.
I like those types
really
of commercials.
sexy powdered soap.
I
Yeah,
know,
that
exactly.
that card
Yeah.
itself was
Try it
hard.
sexier.
3
Take
directors,
39.
like, going, through the intimate scenes. Now that would could you do this differently? And I guess, people are always fascinated to ask and to know, is it different doing a sex scene than it is, for example, doing other kinds of action scenes? And I also wanna know if you guys have ever been in any action movies or television shows, and what's that like? So, sex scenes and action scenes, or sex
Same thing,
scenes are
really.
action scenes.
Yes.
I think it's all just a matter of commitment as an actor, which is just like not feeling any embarrassment and just fully like living the moment believably. That's kind of the common denominator between the two types. I myself don't play a lot of sexy roles on camera, but I've done some action stuff. I've done some chase scenes and that kind of thing, and it feels just as silly because it's all fake, right? It's all.
Right.
I shot a few months ago a chase scene through a university, and you're filming it in tiny segments. So you'll see us sprinting down a hallway, but you film it 15 times and then you reset, and they put makeup on you to make you look not sweaty and more athletic than you really are. It's all fake, right? And I imagine with sex scenes, it's similar. It's all artifice, right? So it's the ability to kind of just snap into fully believing the moment that you're in and not letting the audience see any kind of embarrassment or any kind of hesitation on your part. The advantage of the audiobook stuff is that, sometimes the language can be a little embarrassing, but it's like we have the anonymity of a microphone.
Yes.
So the only person it's embarrassing to is the producer who has to look us in the eyes while we say these lines.
The author who wrote it and goes, "That sounded really good on the inside."
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, I always think about this because you were so sweet, Adam, for people who don't know,
Oh, you
Adam
think that?
plays, Julian and Christian. I know a lot of people are shocked because they think it's gotta be 2 different actors, but you often play villains. You've played a ton
Yes,
of villains. I
I do frequently.
I guess they won't give the villains the sex scenes, damn it, even though everyone
I
wants to see
know.
They
that.
should. Absolutely, we do.
I did right now, not to reveal too much. I'm currently taping a role where I'm playing a polyamorous Wiccan science teacher. But you don't get any. I don't need exciting sex scenes. We just talk about them.
Oh. Oh god, now I'm like, "I wanna watch that. I wanna watch it. That just
You'll
sounds
have to
too
you'll have to
good."
seek it out. And I guess I'm a murder suspect in that, but not a bad guy. That's actually a nice guy role, believe it or not. It's painting Wiccans in a great light.
Oh,
Definitely
good.
Hallmark. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, now, Edward, I know you've answered this a bunch of times too, and I know you do a lot of work, romance books especially,
Mm,
like, you
mm.
have a voice that launched 1,000 ships, so to
Oh,
speak.
bless.
And I know also you've done, as we've talked about, make it less sexy.
Yes.
You were given his direction once
Well, I
and
I was younger then. I think I've just taken that note to heart, really.
Oh, no. So okay, so here's a question for you. Your first time doing a romantic scene, whether it
Mhm,
on stage, screen, or
mhm.
an audio work, how did you feel about it? Was it harder that first time, do you think? I would
Oh,
imagine it would be.
absolutely. Absolutely. I felt very, very awkward, very uncomfortable, and that
Yeah.
was knowing that it was within the bounds of a fiction with professionals, with people, watching to overlook and make sure no bounds were crossed. But absolutely, I'm sure I blushed a lot. I'm sure I made jokes about it to try and reduce the tension. But as Adam said, it is a fiction. And all that ultimately matters is how the audience is affected by it, not that I'm incredibly uncomfortable and I hate it. It's never been that far for me. I've never had that experience. But I think at acting school, just, I have to now just kiss this other actor. Okay.
Alrighty.
That's going to happen. And I think as that was a little while ago, we are
Oh,
now in our process. We've also developed sort of intimacy coordination work, which I'm a big proponent of, which is this idea of being able to set boundaries in certain spaces and have them respected, acknowledged, and that you don't ever have to do anything that you don't want to do. So there's a difference for me being uncomfortable because I'm frequently uncomfortable on a film set doing anything. Can
mhm.
you walk in here, pick up that thing, walk across there, put it down, do this, that? Now we're going to shoot this?
Right
Could I
now.
do it once? Um, But there's a really specific type of uncomfortable when me, the human, crosses over with me, the artist. And I think I do, and I have to. But yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this. Yes, I was uncomfortable. It gets easier with
Mm.
time, with really good people that you work with, that you trust, and having a way of working and a structure about consent and people who can give you those tools and help you navigate that space. So it becomes less uncomfortable.
Yeah, you know, as I've been writing sex scenes, there's a lot of choreography. Because you'd be
Well,
you'd
that's
be
what intimacy coordinators do as well.
yeah.
We talk about fight coordinators, stunt coordinators who choreograph fights. And for years, there was no one who would come in and say, okay, are we actually okay with this? Or are we exploiting someone's vision and not checking in with the actor who has to do it?
Right. Right. But I often think, it's funny because even though we don't close the door in the Wraith Rain stories, we actually see things. Some of the sexiest stuff, one of the most sexiest things I think I've ever seen is the 1979 Dracula played by Frank Langella.
Mm.
And he is not a handsome man. He is an unusual looking person, but my God, he was magnetic. And there's this scene where he's in this cave after escaping the Demeter, which is the ship that took him from Romania to London. And after killing all the crew, he's transformed into this white wolf. And he basically goes into this cave and he is discovered by one of the ladies that he lures out there. And there's this moment where all you see is his hand laying against basically this white fur. And she goes and she just like tentatively touches his hand, and his hand suddenly moves and covers her. And it's almost like a Venus flytrap. It's almost like the most predatory but sexy thing you could imagine. And
Mm.
I remembered seeing that and I was like, that is what I want to convey somehow. And I was like, when I think of the actors, how you guys bring it to life, how you take something and you make it sensual, sexy. It's so much more than just TNA, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It can be a hand movement, it can be a look.
Mm.
And I just remember thinking that he embodied Dracula for me forever after. I don't know if anyone's seen that movie, but I highly recommend it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know it seems a little strange, especially if you've seen Frank Langella and other stuff. He's a brilliant actor. He's so brilliant. But I never thought of him as leading man material. But my God, he was Dracula. He is Dracula.
And I think
For
that's a
me.
really good point, Raythe, is what your system, what your brain finds exciting, awkward, strange, beautiful, sexy, that's your brain. And that's amazing. And that should be celebrated. That someone's stretching in a certain way, or the way they put their shirt on, or
Mhm.
it can be like, oh, hi.
Yes.
But to someone else, but to that person, they're just putting on their shirt.
No, exactly. Exactly. So Vanessa, have you had, romantic scenes, whether you've read them or acted them out?
Well, the most awkward one for me was because usually on stage, you're usually far enough away from the audience that you can sort of um, mentally block out that they're there. But I did a show. It was a great show, a series of one acts that were all set in a hotel room. It's these plays by amazing Canadian playwright George F. Walker. But the concept of this production was that they did them in an actual hotel room, and the audience was right in there with you, and so you were acting out the scene in the room with them, which was awesome. And for the most part, it was amazing, except for the day that my dad came to see it, and I'm like
Oh,
literally
yes. Yeah.
a foot away from him,
Oh
being
my
dry
God.
humped against a wall. And it was like, I'm in my head thinking, this is almost certainly the most awkward moment of my entire life. But,
Oh,
we got through it and it was fine.
Vanessa, you have made your father proud.
Oh
yes,
boy.
Yeah.
yes. You did not break character. You continued
I
on.
have
Eye
gotten
contact
notes
either.
from my mother after doing shows where there was intimacy involved in one. Not about the intimacy. She's incredibly respectful and professional in that way, but in other ways.
Oh my god, that would
Make
be
it less sexy, Edward.
Yeah.
His mother, this is like so she goes and sees your stuff. Of course she does. Of course she
Yeah.
does. Don't even think
And
about
I
it.
have also seen my mother on stage making out with strange men.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So yeah,
That's
it can evoke very strange
yeah.
sort of reactions. I'm not
I,
going to eat it 'cause that's weird.
well, when I have relatives who want to read my stuff, I'm like, no. No. Especially if they don't realize, even though I say I write gay romance, somehow the gay word doesn't seem to like trigger like any type of, which is like great at first. And I'm like, no, they really gay not as in happy. I mean gay as in gay. Like
It's a gay
gay,
romance.
As in
gay.
fabulous.
Yeah, or strangers. Like I love the fact that my best friend and his partner tout me up to the stars to anyone we meet. And I'll say that I'm an attorney because that's a day job, just because it's less. Because when you say when you're a writer, as I'm sure when you guys say when you're an actor, it's like, have I seen anything you've been
Oh
in?
God,
You
yeah.
know, and you're like, oh, and then if you
Probably.
have to ask, yeah, you're like, yes, probably. And then, but they always say, well, what do you write? You know, can I look you up on Amazon? And I'm like,
You
I'm like,
can.
well, yes, you can. And I've been far more like financially successful as an author than an attorney, which always makes me laugh. But I always like try to say I'm an attorney, and then my best friend, he goes, no, she's not. I mean, she is, but he's like, she's really a writer. And they're like, oh, what do you? I'm like, oh God, this is just, you know, you just want to shut it down. But we were at this wine shop that we love nearby, and there was actually, I did not know, but this guy who sat down, he was sitting down with us, and we were doing a wine tasting. We were all talking, and of course, you know, my best friend did the thing about me being a writer. He's like, oh, well, no, you know, stuff. I'm like, no. But he insisted. And I found out he was actually, he was a big time editor. And I had no idea. Needless to say, I haven't heard from him, but I didn't give him my contact information. But he wanted to go. He immediately started looking at it. And he's like, this is, you know, and I was like, what, you know, why did you do this, Chris? And then I found out later that he was his big editor, which was fascinating. I'm always like, I'm like, why? But yeah. All right, so guys, we're going to do our first giveaway since Kat is here. And before we go into the next question, which is up on the screen for the actors. So so this is how we do this. Let me just let me tell you what you need to do to get the giveaway.
Oh,
so,
goody. Yes, excellent.
I am going to give you a word,
Mhm.
and you are going to put it in the chat. You have to write it in the chat, and then Nightbot randomly picks someone. We don't pick them. And then you're going to have to email Kat at marketing@raytherain.com. Nightbot will tell you you've won and tell you what to do, and you email her, and she will give you a code where you can get the Everdark Volume 5 audiobook for free. So the $25 audiobook is yours for free if you win this. So our first word of the day, because it has to be this, is kitty. Kitty. Please put kitty in the chat. I know. So I'm like, yeah, please go and put that in the chat. I hope you guys win. I can't wait. We're going to do 5 of these.
Kitty.
I know. It's like
There
just
they are.
flowing with the kitties. I'm just like, let me know if you guys see basically, because I'm having to scroll down and I'm going to lose all these questions. I'm going to be so bummed out. Let me know when it tells who's won. Oh my God, I'm so.
Hey, I'm just pleased that there are people actually doing this. You know,
I know, right?
Dead stream. Oh, look, someone won.
Oh,
Queen
excellent.
Rose Productions has won the giveaway.
Yes. All right. Queen Rose Productions, you've won the giveaway. So please email marketing@raytherain.com, marketing@raytherain.com, and we will give you the code so you can get a free copy of Volume 5 audiobook of Everdark. So congratulations, you guys. Now, since I put that up, I lost the question. Oh my God, you did it
It's
with
back.
it.
I did it again.
It's back. It is back. The evil The evil goat laugh. All right. So the question that someone had asked was, other than the characters you play, who is your favorite character in Everdark? Vanessa, who is your favorite character?
Oh my God! You're gonna make me choose. You're gonna get me in trouble.
Yes, you have to
Oh,
choose.
I
And
mean,
this is how the Raythe Rain fandom wars began.
Exactly.
One
exactly.
poor choice.
I mean, I do have a soft spot for Balthazar just
Who
because
doesn't?
he's so drama.
He is so drama. He is so drama.
Well, that's
But
because everyone else is a fucking idiot.
mhm.
But I love them all.
There, the Virginius comes out. Edward, who is your favorite one? And now you can't do Damon, Balthazar. My
No,
God.
no, I'm having a bit of a Kmon,
Yeah.
bit of a Kmon love thing at the moment.
Yeah. So in the oh God, we can't even sort of talk about that in volume 5 because that's what's
No, not
coming.
yet.
Fuck. Okay. By the way,
Spoilers.
volume 5 is, although I think in volume 5 is massive in terms of things that change. You find out what Damon's
Ooh.
gift is.
Yep.
You find it
He's Damon.
yes, what he can do. It's just Armageddon. What does Armageddon do?
Hmm.
You find out some really interesting things about Caemorn and Arceus Lucius.
Oh, I
Artemis
also want to
Lucius.
put in an Elgar love there as well.
Elgar. Oh
Yeah,
yes.
you have to love
Just
Elgar.
really interesting reveals from what perhaps you may have seen on the outside and thought of them initially as they evolve and change and you get to see beneath the skin a bit. Yeah, love it.
Well, one of the things that happens in Everdark Academy, and I'm talking sort of generally, is Balthazar and Elgar sort of have an arc. We learn a lot more about Balthazar when he was Iros. And that actually, it's really interesting because Everdark Academy had started bringing in 2 more immortals. But what ended up happening is it ended up being like the Balthazar and Caemorn show a little bit. To be perfectly blunt, because that's going to be everyone coming together. But I can't wait for those of you who are reading in Everdark Academy. Just I cannot wait for those of you who haven't gotten there yet to experience that, because it's some of my favorite stuff. Is especially when we meet Iros. So that's very important. Okay, actually, someone just asked, who's the lady? So guys, could you introduce yourselves again? Because there are people who may not know who you all play. So
Who's
Sure.
the lady?
who's the lady? All right, so Vanessa, who is the lady?
Hello, I am the lady. I am Vanessa Porter, and I voice Rajani, among other voices. But Confessor Rajani is my primary character right now.
For now.
For now.
Yes, for now. We'll just keep touting that so people are like, what the hell? Okay, Edward, who do you all play in the Everdark?
Hi, I'm Edward Fox, and I am the narrator of the Everdark series, along with voicing Damon, Balthazar, Elgar, Kali, and
Charlie?
assorted other personas.
Characters. I know.
Yes.
And that, by the way, Charlie gets a huge role also. And when we
Oh,
find
good.
out some interesting things about Charlie and Everdark Academy.
And we're going to be
Adam.
holding auditions
Yeah.
for Mephi soon, I think.
Yes.
I know at least 2 cats up for the role.
Mhm.
Excellent. Excellent. Adam.
My name is Adam Riley. I'm the other lady. I play Julian and Christian, among others, but
Among
Julian and
others.
Christian are the most named characters I play.
So Edward was so kind as to I'm not playing anything right now in Everdark, but we'll see. We'll see about that. I can't seem to keep in my space as author. But Edward very kindly said there was a question from Raythe from Rainbow, and they asked Rainbow, I guess. Did I choose Romanian? Did I choose Romanian to translate my name into because I am Romanian? I did. I am not Romanian. I'm actually Ukrainian. Ukrainian and German. But I chose it because actually Mathia Arconiel, our house artist, is Romanian. And I was looking for something that sounded cool for Raythe, because I couldn't do Raythe Rain. I didn't want to do Raythe Rain, I guess is my pen name on Amazon. I wanted to differentiate the serials from the actual books. Which now I wonder if that was smart. Probably not. But there we are. This is what's happening. Although why the fuck I chose, excuse my language, but Raythe Rain at all is just does not make any sense at all. But I did. So that's why. And I found X is like X, put your name, and Aratari means it's really sort of a gruesome ghost, but it means wraith in Romanian. So that's how I got it. We got some more questions. We got some more questions for me. Good Lord. Okay. Question for Raythe. Now that you've ventured into selling physical copies of your books with hardcovers of Everdark, are you planning on releasing physical copies of your manga? I would love to do physical copies of the manga, but no pod printers can do it. Amazon cannot do it. Ingram Spark cannot do it. I did an offset press run of Data Vampire, not Data Vampire, of the first book of Dark Earth. I had to get 2,000 copies minimally. And by the way, and this is something you guys may not know, I actually had to allow them to view every page because do you guys know how a printing press works? How fast it goes above their heads? Well, they almost didn't print my book because there was naked men in it, and they said that might offend some of their workers, and so they might not have done it.
Oh God.
Yeah. So
but naked women, that's fine.
That's fine.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
naked men
Oh,
But God
or
forbid
men
I
that were
should see a
kissing
drawing
or
of a
whatever,
peen.
it
They might have
goes
awakened
so
something in their
fast.
workers.
that's
You
right.
can't-
They might actually stop for a
Yeah.
second and go, you know what? I've been living a lie.
Yeah. There we go. No, and they literally, you know how fast that goes. It's a blur. You can't see anything. But when that happened, I could not
Some
even
people look
believe it.
very hard, Raythe. They really do. They
Yes.
look so hard to find offense.
They're looking for that peen. I mean, and you got to wonder if you are looking for it. But then they
If
finally
I slow
said,
it down to 1,000th of a frame a second, I can see a blurry suggestion that could be a peen if I squint.
yes,
Oh.
yes, 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 yes. Is it, honestly, I think I've been never made to feel so small as when that happened because T-Wolf's art is beautiful. It is
Mhm.
beautiful. No one can deny that it's beautiful. It's art, and I was made to feel like I was like a pornographer and like not good enough. And I've had this again and again from places. So the problem is one, printing manga, the pod printers won't do it. And two, there is discrimination, huge discrimination. So even if I could find a pod printer, they may not take it. But most of them can't do the fine line work anyway. It just doesn't look good. And we won't sell something that doesn't look good. So that is the real reason. Believe me, I looked again for someone, but we have to deal with a lot of, this sounds like such a privilege to say that I just won't do it so I don't have to experience it. But I'll give you an example. Facebook no longer allows you to limit your target. They never allowed you to target people who are gay. That's just never going to thing because they think you're going to eliminate them, like, from that you don't want to see them. So they don't want them to see your ad. But instead, we used to do things like Cat would do vampires and those who supported queer pride. Now, they may not be interested in what I'm writing, but at least they wouldn't tell me that I was going to hell. Guess what they stopped allowing us to do? We are no longer allowed to say if someone supports like gay pride or if somebody reads Out magazine. We're no longer allowed to do that at all. So we just can do vampires. Every single week, there is a comment about how I am going to hell, of how this is disgusting, of how, and it's every week. And we're not showing this to tens of thousands of people, this ad. So this is like, we can't do anything, and this is like, so when you have that, you just have this, it's supposed to protect queer people. It does not. I've had extensive.
That's the love and tolerance you're feeling there when they tell you you're going to hell.
Yes, exactly. And I've expressed this in every which way we actually have had Facebook people because, we stopped spending a lot of money there because you couldn't limit it, because you can still limit it more on YouTube and on Google in general, but that's having an implosion these days too. But they literally were calling us and begging us to do more. And I said, well, put me on a whitelist or something that allows me to, at least if somebody reads Out magazine, that I can, maybe interest them in some gay fiction. I mean, let me do this. And I said, why can't, I'm the gay fiction of Raythe Rain on Facebook. It's clear I'm not going to be, discriminating against gay people. I'm trying to reach them. And it's not like there's a gay block, you know what I mean? Like every gay person likes this. You can't do it. And I begged and pleaded, and Kat's heard me talk for an hour with people passionately. And I said, what you've done is you cut us off at the knees. We're a gay-owned business, and you've cut us off at the knees. And of course, the people you're talking to, like, they're very kind and sweet, and they write it all down, and it goes nowhere. So there's that. So it's got into like a rant about this. But what I will say is, even dealing with people where you're giving them money, you don't know if they're going to accept it. They might just say no. And we've had that many times. Just no, sorry, no. All right.
Well, that got dark.
That
What's
did.
amazing and good?
That did. I think that although things have been really sort of grim in the US on this space for a lot of LGBTQIA folks, at the same time, it's sort of shocking. When you get rights, you don't think of them ever being rolled back. And yet here we go. And it could get back there. And it's really, even back in the day, I had people who disbelieved that this was happening. And I think, sadly, 10 years on, people do believe it more. But now they're sort of shocked and don't understand why it's happening. And I'm like, yeah, I
Waves
get
and
you.
cycles, right? I mean, if we go back to the ancient world, it's all the bigger, the stronger the man-on-man action, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, fear, no fear here. Lots
No
of love
fear
to anyone who's
here.
got this in their life. We're with you. We love you.
Yes.
And we're going to make it better by telling good stories and having places like this where we can get together and talk about these things.
We are, because there's, it's just fascinating to me that not even money can overcome some of this stuff. They just don't want your money, which is just crazy to me. I'm like, really? Okay, alrighty then. By the way, that printer went out of business, and so I feel good. But they were actually a massive printer for the trads. So that to me is sort of shocking. But there you go. So unfortunately, no.
Can I just a brain thought? I love hunting for secondhand books. I'm a huge fan of going to bookstores and dredging through material that's been around for a while. And I was in a interior state, shall we say, in a secondhand bookshop, and I love looking at what I do. So I do a lot of erotic fiction, romance fiction, this sort of thing. And I went and found some 1950s, 60s, 70s books that were today, by my standards, horribly offensive. It was a lot of this bodice rippers, but the premise was, it's good to be a slave and be kept and bred and all this sort of stuff.
Yes.
And I just was like, my mind was blown that printers would print this,
right,
and that was okay. But queer spaces are not. It just so anyway, random thoughts, but
but
they're
no,
out there. You can find them.
What I really was surprised with, because we got away with it for a really long time, because like, for example, Dragon's Reign was when we finally got hit with a strike. It wasn't a strike, it was a warning, because we had sexy scenes. But I had thought, because it was just audio and there were no visuals, that we would be okay. And I think that had been the case for a many long time. And I do wonder if we weren't reported by someone, but we'll just keep that there. That's why we've had to edit it. But now I can't even, a kiss on the cheek, I can't even put in the public podcast, for fear that we will get another demerit, because we don't want to lose this. I know. It's just something. But let us do something. Go ahead.
We've been fighting against this forever. I mean, there were the what do they called them? In Elizabethan England, the censors, the laws which said you can suggest something, but you can't state it outright. And I think that as artists and as people in this space, we've always been dealing with this, and we're going to have to keep dealing with it.
Yeah.
Can't give up. can't pretend it's not happening, and can't be okay with it.
I know,
So,
I know,
love to everyone.
exactly. There, oh, someone put a little kitty in the chat. That's so cute. That is so cute. All right, we are gonna actually do one more. We're gonna actually no, we are gonna do one of the games we're doing today, guys, is Would I Rather? And I'd love it if you put some of your thoughts in the chat, but I know that this is harder to do. So I'm gonna ask basically one of the actors, would you rather questions, like a couple of them. Then we're gonna do another giveaway and then some more questions for the actors. So definitely keep those coming in the in the chat, in the comments, please. Okay. So guys, and whoever wants to can answer this one, because this is going to be interesting. You have to choose between one or the other of the situations. Okay. Would you rather have another 10 years with your partner or one night stand with your celebrity crush? And those of you who have a partner and are like, I can't say this out loud, you don't have to answer.
Something about cutting off my right hand? Is that what we're talking about?
What if my partner is my celebrity crush? Just kidding.
Oh,
Ooh, I like
that was from the
that.
powdered soap.
I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that.
He's not even listening. It
know.
was 10 years with my partner or one night with a
Night
celebrity
with a
crush?
celebrity. Yes, one's night.
Oh, 10 years with my partner.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We all
That's
sound
like,
disappointed by
yeah.
that. I mean,
No,
bring
that
them
was a yeah. No, I agree.
Okay, Vanessa, you agreeing, are you?
unfortunately, we agree.
Yeah, sadly, yes.
Look, I think I would just bring my partner along.
There we go. Yeah, why
Ooh.
do you have to choose? Why can't one
Yeah.
choose? Oh my god. All right. Another one. This is the one that really sort of gets me running, and this just shows that I'm a supervillain in the making. Would you rather have universal respect or unlimited power?
Like
Universal respect
for
or
me
unlimited
personally,
power?
or just like generally everybody respects each other?
That's a good question.
Universal power. I'm saying it. Universal power. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't care if you respect me. If I can do anything to anyone, anywhere, absolutely.
I know
Gain
I'm
their
all
respect.
power.
I
Yes.
Yeah.
want to say universal respect, but then it makes me
No,
so
you don't.
sad. It's like, oh no, Vanessa, we totally respect you, but you have no power. So yeah, that's too bad.
Unfortunately, everyone else
Yeah.
chose power, so goodbye now.
Exactly.
Yeah, look,
But
we really respect
you.
your artistic choice there, but no one wants to watch you. So thanks
It's
so
a
much
little
for your
too close
audition.
to home, frankly.
Yeah.
Unlimited
We all
power.
respect water. Yeah, because then I could make everyone respect me with my unlimited power.
I wouldn't respect you.
Exactly. Again, it's
just
supposed
I know you
power.
wouldn't respect me, Vanessa, but nothing's changed there, so that's fine.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I actually missed a question. It's a serious one. It's from Felicia. Can we get a written version of the manga? I love the site. Been a huge fan for years, but I'm completely blind, so I can't see the beautiful artwork. Felicia, I will work to get you a copy of the manuscript. I'll have it up on the site. Right now it's sort of like it's a mess. It's not really in a state to be read, but maybe I'll see what I can do about that. I really need to think about that. And I remember, I think you reached out one time because the news site was not great for the seeing impaired. Yeah. Oh my god. All right, let me think on that, Felicia. We got to figure something out for you. One of the things that I do want to do with the manga at some point, as a separate task, to get the actors maybe to actually voice the panels, because I think that would be really cool. That would be fun. It's almost like an anime, except it's still. But let me look at it. So we have some would you rather questions here as well. So Felicia, I'll get back to you on that. We'll go we'll go from this. So from Draco Dawn Stars, would you rather ride a dragon or a unicorn?
Oh, 100% a dragon.
Yeah.
Really?
Didn't even
It's
have to
so
think
dangerous.
about it. I know, right? I mean, a unicorn could be dangerous too.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Vanessa. I love those old stories about how unicorns are absolutely terrifying, deadly creatures that will kill you unless
Like
you
stab
happen
you
to
through
be
the heart.
and
Hey,
yes, unless you happen to be a
horses can be
beautiful sort of
very
virginal
bitey.
lady. What?
Horses are very bitey.
Do you guys know about those? And I can't think of the name of them, but it's an Irish folklore about the horses on the beach that eat people.
Oh,
yeah.
Are they kelpies? What are they
I think
called?
they're kelpies.
Yeah,
Yes.
and they
Yeah.
like drag you into the water.
Yes.
Drown you.
Yeah.
Yeah, water horses. Yeah.
Oh, this is unlocking a new phobia for me.
Oh my god. Yeah, one
And
story.
if you go back to the old stories of unicorns, they would murder knights who came near hunting them, and they would therefore. Wasn't the story you found a young virginal woman, lured her into the woods. She sat down. The unicorn would come out and put its head in her lap,
Yeah.
and then the knights would come out and stab it to death and cut its head off. But
Yeah.
otherwise, they were
Wow.
terrifying creatures.
They were defending themselves, and they have a
I just-
built-in handle. I have to
They
say,
do.
unicorns.
They do.
Handle.
They
I just
do. If you're
keep wondering
riding them, you got something to hold on to.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Oh, Christian.
God. Ooh.
It was such a Christian answer. Practical.
Practical yet sexy somehow. I don't know.
That's why I wear my hair long.
We love a built-in handle.
I really what I do wonder about both of these creatures is do they want you can ride them, but do they want you to ride them? And the new Game of Thrones prequel that's been up on on HBO Max,
Yeah.
where they had the one dragon literally bite the rider off the other. I just that was horrific because I think to myself, I'm like, wow, yeah, that would happen. That would definitely happen. My God. My God. So
Anime
yes,
Sailor Moon, I think that's the Selkie that you're speaking about.
Selkie.
The
Oh, all
Selkies
right.
are the seal folk. Yeah,
Yes.
there's beautiful stories about that they would take off their fur coat or their furs and leave them at the water's edge. And there's this very sad story about a man who found her coat and kept her as a prisoner until she got it back and then murdered everyone because it's
I
hilarious.
haven't heard of any
Yikes.
of these things.
Yeah.
This is a
And then
horrifying
Kelpies.
Saturday.
Oh, good. We'll keep going. Let's dig into mythology. I love it.
Woo!
These
I've
kelpies.
been for Night Prince, it is more traditional, more like Tolkien, like basically stuff and more D&D, but I am enjoying because there's some place called the Underdark in there. It's like creating creatures for that, like
Oh,
creating
I should
truly
introduce you to a
terrifying.
friend of mine. She's a writer for some of the Drow series.
Yes.
From,
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely. That's amazing.
the Spider Queen
Absolutely.
series, something like that. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, so that rainbow had a good one. Would you rather be considered the sexiest person alive or have the sexiest voice? For you guys, that might be difficult.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh,
So I've got a head
visuals all the way.
like a dropped meat pie. They sound really good.
Edward
Yes.
already has the sexiest voice.
Yes.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, he's already got that.
But that's why I hide in the dark.
He made
Oh, I
a deal
attract
with the
my
devil.
prey. Yes.
Oh, God.
It's a real monkey's paw situation.
Now, here's an interesting question for that Ryan Bow or Ryan Bow or Ryan Bow. It says considered the sexiest person.
Hmm.
So is that just people think you are?
Oh. that's
I'm
a
going
good
way too deep with this
question.
shit.
Yes.
Well, it's a bit subjective.
Yeah. But you know, people can think something about you, but in reality, you're not. And you may not feel
Yes.
that way about yourself.
I know that
So,
very well.
oh.
That is, yeah, no, it's, oh,
'Cause if you were,
Adam.
Oh,
for
I'm
example, if
kidding. Very
you were just
confident.
considered to be, like what did that do to people like Marilyn Monroe, who were held up as being these sex objects and sex
Right.
symbols? But what if you just want a hug? What if you don't want anyone to come near you? You know?
Yeah.
So
I'll
I'm
go with the
going,
sexy voice.
so I'm really going through the answers that people are putting, which are just great. And I'm loving that power is winning out because unlimited power is the way. But honestly, everyone's like, I want more time with my partner, which just shows that you guys are in great relationships. I suppose it's where you are with your partner at the time. If you're like, I want to get out of this, then yes. Oh my God. Okay, what is going on here? Okay. This is a unique one, and considering I have the singing voice of a rabid baboon, I know what people would choose for me. Would you rather streak while singing They Call Him the Streak, or stand on a rooftop singing the entire discography of Fiddler on the Roof? Oh God.
I'll do both, one after the other. It's all good.
A real tour de force.
I'm a more fan of running around just, humming the Batman theme or while streaking. I think that matches my sort of vibe better. And can I streak wearing a cape?
Oh,
Please,
yes. One must have a cape.
Yeah.
One must have a cape. Absolutely.
Is there an entire discography of Fiddler on the Roof?
I'm sure
I'm
there
not
is.
very familiar.
Google
but...
it.
There must be. There must be.
Like, Fiddler on the Roof is one of the few musicals that I could probably actually sing from memory, but it would
Really?
not be good.
Go on then.
My singing would not be good,
Oh,
but that's
we're
one
waiting.
that that one in
start.
Cabaret, like I just know all the songs.
No
so.
pressure. Go for it.
You start, Edward and I will go streak.
We will. Yeah.
Saying it would not be
I'm
enjoyable
streaking
for
now.
anyone else.
Oh my
I'm
God.
currently speaking. You don't know.
Okay, this is causing my teeth to ache.
Ugh.
Would you rather drink blood or
Oh.
eat a moist towelette?
Whose blood?
Great question. Great question.
Very good
That
question.
matters. That does matter.
I'm going to go with drink blood.
Yeah, me
Mm.
too.
It's easier.
Yeah, like
Yeah, when and done, you could just slurp it down and be finished.
Yeah, I've already done that. I've had my wisdom teeth taken out.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm envisioning the sensation of biting down on one of those moist towelettes. I'm like,
Jesus.
it's really, really hurting me. Like just thinking about it. Hold on a second.
A lot of fiber in them, though.
And it is already moist.
A little lemon scented, maybe.
Oh God, that lemon scent. I can taste it on my tongue now. I can totally taste it on my tongue.
Good.
Random
question.
idea for everyone today. If you ask your tongue what something feels like, you will suddenly know.
Yes.
Do that. Look around your room. Look at something and wonder what it'd be like to lick it. And your brain creates like this. That's what it'd be like.
Oh.
You know why I shared that?
Swallow the towelette whole. Wise
Swallow.
words.
Oh God, no. I'm feeling that in my throat now. I'm like, really?
None of you
said that. Rat writer, you've gone too far.
Everyone's saying
famous-
drink blood.
that old
Everyone's saying
adage.
drink blood. Like if someone's wheezing, they're like, "Oh God!"
When in doubt, swallow the towelette whole.
I've fallen face first on gravel. Oh God! That's horrific.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Drink some Diet Coke, Raythe. Yes, I am. I'm definitely doing that. Okay, let's do another
Full moon
giveaway.
witch. Don't say that in public. What you do.
Oh God, no! Don't do that.
We've
No.
all thought about it.
We have.
No. Like licking things like, okay. All right. Wait. For a palate cleanser, we're going to do a giveaway.
Hey,
all right.
What a great idea. Yay.
Yay. All right. So I want you to put in the chat singer, singer, SINGER. And it will choose someone, and that person will get it being the Nightbot will choose someone, and that person will get volume 5 audiobook of Everdark. And we will. So that's yes. I'm so excited. People are doing this. Let's see who wins.
Full moon witch. All I want to know now is it digital or analog?
Oh
Where my
God!
brain
Oh no!
You don't have to answer that, by the way.
All right, let's see. Is it going to do it? It's like stuttering on the
We
back
have a winner.
end.
Adam, do you want to read who the winner is?
Sheba the Reader has won the giveaway.
Sheba the Reader has won the giveaway. All right, Sheba, I need you to email marketing@wraithrain.com, marketing@wraithrain.com, and they will send you a code that you can get a copy of volume 5 for free. So
Congratulations.
congrats. So, and here we go. I'll put that up so that's easy too. Yeah, marketing. Okay.
Oh, I love that question.
Which
Edward,
one?
What is your least sexiest voice in your voice acting toolbox?
Yes. What is your least sexiest voice? And you could do it. Could you do it?
I'm doing it now.
Okay.
Oh my God. The raw talent.
Look,
You couldn't handle the most.
I don't want to break the
voices.
internet.
Oh.
There are some things that that the world is not ready for yet.
Oh no.
I need a whole lot of letters. What do they call those things, Raythe? You're the lawyer. Not non-disclosures. Where you agree if damage occurs, you're not responsible.
Yes, waivers.
With the whole channel would
Waivers
need
of
waivers.
liabilities.
Yeah.
Waiver of
That's very
liabilities,
fair.
yeah.
Honestly, I find I have a different impression of doing different voices. So there are some voices that I don't feel attractive at all. I'm not going to name those dialects or accents, but yeah, they exist. Least sexiest. I don't know. I'll come up with something. Check back in with me.
Yes,
We'll
yes,
all
you'll
do an
think on
unsexy
it.
voice.
You'll think about it.
Just promise in future Everdark episodes you'll do one of them.
I have tried to get certain voices into Everdark, and the damn producer keeps stopping me.
I wonder why.
Just going, no, you can't do that. No.
Oh, someone's requesting you do Elmo. Can you do Elmo?
Oh, that could be it.
I can, but you know, some people really like Elmo.
Well,
because Lucas has pointed out I've already done Elmo.
Yes, you have. Could we have the Lamb of Death or the goat scream?
We can. Here you go.
Yes.
And there you go.
Darian, I'm sure they would actually love to tell you about their work, but they are doing this under different names than what they work under. So yeah. I mean, I'd love to be able to share their stuff.
It's secret.
Believe me. It's secret. It's secret. And I know that they'd love you guys to see their stuff and stuff too. Okay.
Yes, Full Moon Witch Raythe did just say the Lamb of Death. I think that's going to be a new character we're going to see in an Everdark manga where Julian Christian must fight the Lamb of Death.
It's happening. It's happening now, just so you know. That's the way of it.
I'll ask the chat, does anyone else out there have a favored dialect or accent and a least favorite dialect or accent?
My favorite is actually Scottish.
Yeah?
Yeah, my favorite.
What, Highlands, Southern?
How would I know? It's like the general Scottish
I'm
dwarf
assuming
accent.
if you like it.
I know. I don't know it enough. I love them. I love it. I just love all of it, to be honest with you. It's just so fun.
A bit of a Scottish brogue, fair enough.
I love a German accent.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh.
And I don't want to offend a whole population of people. I do have a least favorite, but I feel like that's not a good route to go down.
It might have been a trap, Adam. It might have been a
boy.
Actually, I will risk, and forgive me if anyone is, I hate the Cockney accent. I hate it.
Okay.
I don't know why. I know, exactly.
Yeah.
That's so unkind of me.
Would you not like that, Raythe?
Yeah.
I'm doing that. I'm Damon. No, we could do like that. You know, what do you reckon? Yeah.
You make it endearing somehow.
Do it, Michael Caine as the Vampire King. That'd be great.
Yes.
This is the problem.
Welcome
I can't
to the
do a
Everdark.
Cockney accent without it being an urchin. So I'm not like doing a grown-up Cockney. It's like they're always urchins.
Yeah.
Oh God. I think it's because they're trying to do something serious. It just makes me laugh because it sounds so adorable, and it's not. And it's just like, when there's like thugs that are supposed to, with Cockney, I'm always like chuckling as they're beating someone to death, and that's just not.
Not that might be a you problem.
Yes, it might be a me problem. I know.
Yeah. There's a certain dialect of Australian English that is it's just the sound in it that really I don't enjoy. So those nasal tones, yeah. I'll have to sit back from the mic. Sorry, everyone.
Jared, leave your sister alone. Chantel, come over here. You know that sound?
I hate it. Come on, just
incredible.
Cutting glass.
Oh God! Can someone do a German accent?
No.
No,
really, you can't. I have to go into a German accent for a film I finished shooting beginning of the year. Got a pickup session. I think I have 3 lines to pick up, and they've booked me for half an hour. So that shows how competent they think I am.
Oh my God! Oh my God! All right. Let's see. Someone hates a British Birmingham accent, so you must be from the UK or nearby. Okay, we have a German on the chat. They're like, I am German. Just like,
and again, it's which part of Germany? Which particular German accent? Yeah.
That shows how ignorant I am.
Well, we had
like
an
the
actor,
German one.
the German one.
You know the one.
That's
Yeah,
one.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, like the American one.
Yeah,
Mhm.
or the
The
Canadian one.
Or the
American
British
one,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, they're all the same.
I know, if you really think about that, yeah. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Vampire Lear, the Welsh accent. Some of the
Mm.
extreme ones are pretty amazing, aren't they?
Bright Rider says they have a Finnish accent. That's because
Hey.
they
Sorry.
are
Oh, Finnish. Sorry.
Finnish.
You said
Yes.
fetish, and I went, what?
Accent.
All right, fine, awesome. You do you.
All right. This is addressed to me, but this can go to Adam too. Do you think Julian and Caden, Caden, would argue over which one of their boyfriend's husband is hotter? Actually, I think that they would probably argue over which one of them is more ridiculous because Valerius
Yeah.
and Damon are masters of the universe, and so you have to take them down a whole peg. That's
I
just how that
suspect the
goes.
two of them will get together and start planning pranks.
Yes.
Yeah.
They
Because
totally
if
would.
you could prank a god, how awesome would that be?
So is there okay, so Edward says they're from Bavaria. Is there a Bavarian German accent?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Of course there is.
yeah.
Of course there is.
Maybe it's that I enjoy the German language. So just hearing it spoken, it could be kind of from anywhere.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like that.
Mm.
There you go.
No, New York, depending on where it is. Yeah, it's like, "Ugh, I can't do it. Cannot do it.
You can do Chicago, can't you?
It's really funny. Nobody speaks like that in Chicago
No.
anymore. They used to, but now, the Midwest accent, which I think I have, is the one that everyone, all the newscasters choose because it's the most bland,
Yeah.
I guess, right? The easiest. I don't know. So I
I'm
feel
not a-
like we lost some fun there.
Mm.
I'm not a fan of the Valley accent either.
Someone says a Caribbean or Cuban accents. They're great. They're
Oh,
very
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm very partial to a New Zealand accent too, I gotta say.
Which one though?
Specifically, Dunedin.
Dunedin. Okay,
No.
fair enough.
Can you do a Dunedin?
No, I can do sort of generic South Island. There's the New Zealand accent, for instance, it depends on how far you want to go, because if you go too far, it starts to turn into South Africa. Strange
Oh,
Dutch thing.
okay.
But New Zealanders do have kind of a similar sound like that. But then you get into the the genetic things like fush and chaps, and that's the most passionate thing I've ever seen.
I love it.
The passionate thing I've ever seen. And my pit cat suck. That's one I like as well. From New Zealand.
Nice.
My pit cat suck. Do you know what that is, Rafe? Oh, I
No,
went
I'm
my
frightened
pit,
to
my
know.
pit cat, like Mew, your pit
Yeah.
cat.
Pit cat.
Yeah.
Oh,
Your pit cat. She sucked.
oh,
Not well.
oh.
She's sick. I see.
Yeah. Anyway, I love language. It's just the physical shaping of and I think once you understand that, you can start to play with voices, and it really helps when you have a speaker of that language, because you can watch their mouth and their lips, and see how it's shaped and the rhythms and the musicality of it. So yeah.
The very fact that you can bring it up. I mean, obviously, this is it's more than a skill. It's an art, but it's amazing to me that you can just do it without having to hear that accent again to pick it up again.
Oh, it helps if I do.
Yeah.
Research and prep, honestly. Like, people go, and it happens, as as Adam said, when you go into an audition, especially, they're like, "Can you do?" I was doing a video game one, and they turned around and went, "Could you do Middle Eastern?" Sorry, what? We'll just have you read these lines again, but we'd like you to do Middle Eastern and then Chinese and then Russian.
Oh my God. No.
Why? Well, these are the bad guys.
Oh.
boy.
Oh.
You just said the quiet part out loud.
Loud, exactly. Like, wait a minute here.
Oh, we have a new question from Lucas Delgado. Would you rather be
Yes.
forced to wear
Thin
high
heel
heel
boots.
Can that be thigh-high heel boots? Or long, sharp acrylic nails for a year?
Both sound like
Oh,
hell. I would say the acrylic
yeah.
nails. Oh,
Do you have to
Really?
wear the high heel boots for a year too?
yeah. I
If
couldn't
it's
walk in
both
that.
for a year, definitely the nails.
Yeah, I have to go the nails. I couldn't do the boots for a year. Not anymore.
No,
Not
not
anymore.
anymore.
Uh,
No, but I think the acrylic nails though would cause me to have to literally go back to doing dictation software, which all of you at Raythe know how well that went for all the typos and errors in the stories. We're not doing that again. Yeah, you would probably be like, no, neither. Okay, here's another one. Wait.
and we have 58 people watching with our 58 friends all online now talking about these
Yes,
amazing topics.
these awesome topics. Would
Excellent.
you rather swim in a pool full of Nutella
Ooh.
or a pool full of maple syrup?
Oh, maple syrup.
So Nutella or maple syrup, guys? I think maple syrup because I think the
Definitely.
Nutella would be
Yeah.
very hard. It would go to places that getting it out of would be more difficult
Can
than
we
maple syrup.
can
Nutella
we
in my
walk
crevasses.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
okay, I'm gonna go
crevasses.
maple syrup. Do you know, Adam, do you know about sugaring off?
Whoa.
Is it like a skin treatment? Because then no.
No. I've been told this is a Canadian thing, but I might have been misled. But
Sugar off.
apparently, there's a cabane la sucre.
Oh, I
the
do know
sugar
about
cabin.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one boils. They boil the maple syrup to purify it, and then you take it out in the snow and pour it on the snow and wrap a twig around it. You can eat it.
Would you
as a
believe I
cold
did
treat.
that not last Christmas?
Really?
You
My
did.
family rented a cabin, like this like winter wonderland snowy cabin, and I have 5 nieces and nephews, and we did the whole boil, and then we went out to a snowbank.
Yeah.
Not like along a road. It was beautiful, and we did
A
a
yellow
Côte
snowbank.
d'Érable. We used to do it in school too. I did French immersion, and that was like we did a whole week, like coureur de bois week or something, and that was a part of it. Learned a lot, obviously.
That's amazing. And apparently, another random fact for your brains, apparently there's a high vitamin C content in maple syrup, and that was what helped stave off scurvy in a lot of the early exploration. In the indigenous people would use it for that during the winters,
Whoa.
so that you'd have your beans with maple syrup and some meat, so you've basically got everything covered there. But it was the maple syrup stopped people's teeth falling out. Anyway, thanks for listening. This has been another Canadian Heritage Moment.
We're just trying to support the maple syrup industry up north, frankly. All we have
Edward is
now.
owned by Big Syrup.
This
Do you know
stream
that
is
Canada
sponsored
has-
by the
Yeah.
Canada
maple
has
syrup
a
producers of Canada.
And it has a strategic maple syrup reserve.
It does. I knew this. Yeah.
Oh my
In America, we have
God.
nuclear missiles. Canada, maple syrup.
Yes. Maple syrup is
I
the
love that it's strategic too.
yes.
Yeah.
You know,
just in
there's thought
case.
that goes
Reserve.
into it.
Oh,
In case we need to breed it.
no, you don't. Well, I mean, if you lose your maple syrup, I mean, what happened then?
All right, so Ariel has one. Would you rather dive into a kiddie pool of pudding or shave a
Pudding.
shaggy cat?
Oh Jesus!
Pudding.
I value
Pudding.
my life.
Pudding.
Yeah.
Leave the
To
cat
avoid the cat.
alone.
What I find so funny about this is like my best friends have a cat too, and they would clip their cat's nails and they would come over and they would be bloodied. And I'm like, why are you bothering? And they're like, well, so it doesn't do stuff to, my, because my cat is shredded all my furniture, the furniture. And I was like, I'd rather have the furniture shredded than me shredded because they have to clip them like once a month or more. It's like, good Lord.
If you put aluminium foil or aluminum foil or tin foil on your furniture, they don't like it.
They
Oh,
flip
there are
out.
all these little tips and tricks, and none of them work for some
And then
cats.
people come
Edward.
around to your
None of
house
them work.
and, well, for me, I got a chair, a hardwood chair, like an old 70s oak wooden chair, and put it out, and the cat decided that was the scratching thing
Mm.
and left the furniture
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah. All right. Not that I wish this to happen, Cersei's Island, but would I rather not be able to write again or not be able to read again? I'd rather not be able to read again. Writing is what I need for my soul, man. My soul. But that's disturbing. The thought of not being able to do either of those things. I can't even it causes me to have deep anxiety. Okay, RL just put cucumbers in the chat. I have no
heard that
idea.
too.
That okay?
They're terrified of them,
Okay.
apparently. Just in viral videos, but that's probably a confirmation bias. We're only seeing the ones that are freaked out by cucumbers.
True.
I know it's like it's because I think it's snakes. I guess I don't know. Oh, good
Yes,
Lord.
I think so.
All right, we're going to do another giveaway right now. And I guess in honor of what I just said, put snakes in the chat, please. Snakes,
terrifying.
SNAKES, to win a audio copy of Everdark 5. Everdark 5. Snakes, please. Put that in the chat and we will see who wins. Look at all those snakes. I just love someone who's watching the chat and wasn't hearing what I was asking. They'll be like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
I really
Some
like
kind of
it.
coordinated prank.
Yes. Something that's going on. All right. Danger noodles. I like that. I love that danger noodle.
Mhm.
Oh my god. All right, let's
Feel
just
like
see
a
who
winner is
wins.
imminent.
Yes. All right, yes. Oh, that rainbow has won. Yes. There we go. So please, that rainbow or Ryanbow has won. So please contact Kat at marketing@raytherain.com, marketing@raytherain.com, and you will get a code that you can use on the shop. Congrats, congrats, congrats. I think, yeah. All right. So here we put that up. Oh, sweet. Very, very sweet. Okay. Miss Starry, Edward has stepped away for just a second. When he comes back, we'll see if he can answer that. I love this question because truthfully, it's like they're all the tallest depending on who they're in the scene with. You know, it depends on who I'm trying to make. I mean, you know, truthfully, Damon's like 7'5", depending on what I've said about him. No, he's about 6'3", 6'4". He's probably the tallest and biggest. He must
Sometimes Rajani's the tallest one in the scene. If it's just
she
her.
must be. Yes.
Her and a child.
It's her and a little child. That is like so true. But she dresses like a Jedi, so that just truthfully makes it awesome.
It's true. I could just like stand on a chair and have slightly longer robes and nobody would be able to tell. They'd just think I was super tall.
I like it. I think she would be standing on chairs to get attention. Although I think she just clear her throat and get the attention of people because she's got that thing going on. And then Lily asked me, she goes, Kmart is pretty tall, right? Yeah, he is too. They all seem to be around the same. They're all juggling for the tallest. Like I said, this keeps going. Okay, guys, would you rather have 100 cats or 100 dogs?
Cats.
Oh,
Cats.
The smell of 100 dogs is crazy.
Although the smell of cat pee is
That's
nothing
true.
will ever
I feel like there's a tipping point in there where I'd like to have up to maybe 15 cats.
Yes.
I might branch them because I feel like the dogs would probably mostly be outside.
Yeah.
The thought of having 100 cats in my damn apartment, good Lord.
Oh my God, on every space. I know.
Knocking shit over and
Yeah, if you lived on like a farm or something.
Yeah.
I just am a cat person through and through.
Me too.
Well, there
I
is.
dogs.
Go ahead. I was going to say there is this guy. They always he's like on everything, and he goes and he adopts these dogs, and now he's got this huge pack in this wooded area, and it's just like every single time it's like, you know, these unadoptable dogs, and he has all of them, and there probably are 100 dogs at least, and I'm just like, good God, man! But they love him to pieces, like to pieces. It's so adorable. But yes, yeah,
Oh
but
yeah,
cats are
50 cats and 50 dogs, and they're all best friends.
Oh, that would be
Nothing
adorable.
gets me more on social media than a dog and a cat that love each other.
Oh, Jesus
It's like,
Christ.
Yes.
it's the best thing.
Especially when it's like a great big dog and a tiny little kitten.
I know, and they're just curled on, and the cat's curled on top of the dog. That's the best. It's like, oh. All right. So for everyone, do you think that vampires would have a vampire Olympics? And what kind of games do you think they would play? Because they all are obviously faster, and they can bound, and they can do all these other things. What kind of things would impress a vampire? How many necks can you bite in a minute?
Oh, that'd be a good one.
The vampire seduction games, although I don't think any Iros vampires would be allowed to participate. Because they would win hands down.
Which is the bloodline that can appear as anything?
That's mirror.
I think it would be. Have you seen the show Is It Cake?
Oh,
because
yes.
I think a great competition would just be like, you enter a room, something in the room is vampire, And it's like, who's disguised themselves best as a potted
That
plant?
That would be
brilliant.
brilliant. Or another one would be if you have the real person and you have the mirror, and they'd be like, "Who can you
Oh, yeah. You get
basically?"
3 questions.
Yes,
That
yes.
sounds
Can
like
you
a
figure out
TV
who's
show
not
where
them?
one of these contestants is a human, the other 5 are deadly monsters of the night. Who are
I
you taking
mean,
home?
I would watch the hell
Oh
out
my
of
god.
Mhm.
Yeah, whoever you choose will accompany you home this evening.
that.
Choose wisely. Oh my god, that
I
would be
think that
yes.
the vampires would bring art back into the Olympics.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
we got rid of the all of the artistic events from the Olympiad apparently because no one watched them. No, they didn't have television then. But yeah, singing, public speaking, and poetry used to be events in the
Oh,
Olympics.
yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
I
Wow.
had no idea. That does sound something that the Greeks would do,
Mhm.
Well,
though,
this was
'cause
in the
that
modern Olympiad. This was in the early 1900s.
Are you kidding? Okay,
No,
then the I'm alright. Oh my god.
yeah, because then it would be nude poetry, which hey, cool.
Hey, I like it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Can you imagine Arnold Schwarzenegger doing poetry while flexing? At least I
Right.
I I
I
would
Well,
can
pay to
imagine
see
that.
that.
admiring your
Um,
concepts there.
I like these events for the poetry.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
I'm
come to
here
the
for
Olympics for the event. Yeah, that's it.
I know and he's really like, although really Schwarzenegger's had a renaissance. Like I never thought much of him. I mean, I loved him in movies and stuff, but I never thought much of him when he was a governor. But it's been interesting to watch him do these, especially to talk about like Crystal Knocked and like a lot of stuff from the time of, after the war and his father and all the stuff he's done. It's been very thoughtful, I think. I don't know if anyone's
Mhm.
caught some of his speeches on Twitter that they normally links to, but they've been really, really good. Adam has to leave us.
I
Thank you
do.
so much for being here.
It was so lovely. Thanks everyone for joining. Sorry to
Bye,
back on
Adam.
Thanks, Adam,
early.
for bringing your class to this conversation. I've been
Yes,
trying my
so
hardest to
little
drag it
class.
down.
Little
My
class.
class. All right.
Edward, Vanessa, can you stay for another 30 minutes, do you
Yeah,
think?
I'd love
Just
to.
all right.
Love to.
Yeah.
If everyone wants to talk to us rather than talk to you.
Oh, no. They wanna talk to you. They do not want to talk to me. Adam,
Here
thank
you
you
go,
again.
everybody. Random events are up until 19. I'm just doing the Google. 1948.
Oh, good God.
Architecture, the Germans banned it. They didn't have it. Architecture, literature, music, painting, and sculpture until 1928,
Really?
1932.
That would be
Yeah,
fantastic.
and they were talking about including dancing, film, photography, and theatre, but they
Wow.
never did. However,
Wow.
breakdancing will be included in the 2024 Olympics.
That is
Now that
hilarious.
nobody break dances,
Right?
that
Cutting
took a
edge.
while.
What's the French?
Yeah, I know. Oh, God. Oh,
Can you
my
imagine
God.
painting at the Olympics and the gold medal for watercolors goes to?
That would be fantastic. I mean, do they have are they forced to do it during the Olympics, or are they something that they
I don't
prepared in
know, but I mean,
Mm.
isn't Eurovision the sort of modern Olympiad?
Yes.
Yeah.
When I lived in England, that was the first time I'd ever heard of Eurovision, and it was such a big thing, and I could not figure out why. I'm like, "But this is all terrible." They're like, "Yes, we know." I said, "So
That's the
why are
point.
we all watching this?" "Because it's terrible." I'm like, "Okay." And they're like, "And don't worry, it will be either Ireland or another neutral country that will be chosen every year." And I'm like, "Okay, all
I just
right,
love
I got
watching the
you."
the votes that are just because it's so terrible.
It is so
Yeah.
terrible. The worse it gets, the better it is. And I
Or it's
wonder if
terribly
they
awesome, like Lordi. Who remembers Lordi in the chat? Do you
Oh.
remember them? They were Christian monster rock
Oh my
from
gosh.
Finland, were
Christian
they?
monster.
We have a Finnish person in the chat.
Oh.
What is it? The classic song, "The devil is a loser and he's my bitch."
Oh my god. That
Mm.
is that now I've got to hear this.
Yes, we'll Google it. Anyway, I love it. And apparently, yeah, you had to play your music in front of the audience. The literature prize makes me giggle. Is that the entire stadium quietly reading their own book?
I know,
You know?
right?
Oh my
Anyway.
god. That's so good. All right, so Raythe, do you think Damon kisses Balthazar on the forehead sometimes? Yes.
Yes.
I absolutely
Aw.
do. And I
No
think
live
Balth
stream, but they have a long relationship.
Yes. Yes.
No spoilers.
I think they do. I think that does happen. I think that Balthazar gets all snuggly afterwards, so he's a happy boy. All right. Talking films and media are suddenly banned. Can you do a silent film, Vanessa?
Oh, heck yeah.
Ooh.
I'd love to. Those
That would be
beautiful old German, like Cabinet of Dr. Caligari and those.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and well, does that include music videos? Because I've got colleagues who really love that medium as a form of storytelling without dialogue,
Mm.
but
Nice.
allowing music to be the thing that informs. So
That would be brilliant,
Oh,
actually, but I would imagine, yeah, because of silent films. And weren't there a bunch of actors who, when it went to the talkies, their voices just didn't work for that? Like, some of them,
there still are, Wraith. There still are. I have revoiced people's dialogue tracks for movies, and I don't
really?
mean dubbing it into other languages. I mean that they went, "This guy's voice sounds not good," and it's the bizarrest thing when it's done
Oh.
to you, and you watch yourself, and it's not your voice. It's really jarring for me. I've had it done to me too. Yeah.
Oh. That would be, I mean, because you remember, in Star Wars, Darth Vader, the
Mhm.
actor, yeah, because he thought he was gonna be, the voice, and then, James Earl Jones's voice came out, and they'd be like, "Oh, yeah, that is my voice. That's me. That's absolutely me." I wouldn't feel bad if it was someone who was so much better than me. I'd be like, "Oh, yeah,
The voice
absolutely.
double. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely." Okay, so obviously Adam's gone, but who out of the two couples would create the best first date, do you think? Balthazar or Damon?
I think Balthazar.
Yes, I definitely think. I definitely think Balthazar, because I mean Damon would just be like, "You're in my presence. We are together." And that is all that is needed. And Julie might be like, "Yeah, you're right. That's pretty good." And Balthazar's like,
Enjoy.
"Everything will be perfect." Yeah. Yeah.
I think Balthazar would put in a lot more effort.
A lot more effort. Yeah, I know.
I may have planned 6 different evenings, depending on what you'd like to do.
Yes. And I can switch them out.
And we
And
can
it,
switch them out. I have people making these things happen.
oh my God, I love it. This is a good question for me. So when mirror vampires, and those are the vampires that can look like anything, shift, can they appear with eyes colors other than silver? Yes.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Otherwise that would be a D giveaway. Let's see here. This is another question along those same lines. Do you think that Julian would have to teach Damon how to do a date in modern times? My God, yes. I think Julian would have to just teach Damon what dating is in general. I don't think he's ever dated.
Yeah, I know.
Ever.
How modern is the concept of a date?
Hmm.
You know? Julian, it is my price is 3 goats, 1 milking cow. I mean, yeah.
Oh my God. Yes. I mean, I think Damon's idea of a great evening would be tossing things in the toilet and seeing if they'd go down. And if it overflowed, that would be joyous.
Damon
I
is
mean,
basically my cat then.
Yeah.
Yes, because he's upgraded the bathrooms in Everdark after seeing modern plumbing. So there's that. He's definitely,
I do
yeah.
like the idea of them having to go to a karaoke date, Victor. That is a really good suggestion for Wraith.
Oh, yes. That would be so
A
good.
karaoke evening for the cast. What do you think Kamorn would sing?
Oh my God. Something like some Celine Dion number.
Oh my God. Yeah, Ashes. He'd sing Ashes.
Yes, yes, yes. Because he would be totally like, take this, just, oh yeah, yeah.
Or he could really surprise everyone, do some Alanis Morissette or some, Angry Girl Rock or something.
I don't know if emo rock would surprise anyone that Kamorn is emo.
What about Johnny Cash from Johnny Cash?
Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
That would be that would be a serious thing that I could see him doing. But yeah, like a Celine Dion hit would be something I could see.
That would be amazing.
It would be. It would be totally amazing.
Yeah. Just have everyone sort of watching with their jaws open going, oh my.
Ah,
rather good.
Interesting. Yeah, exactly. Like Kamorn, hidden depths there. Yeah.
What about selections from Cats?
Right? Oh, yes.
Just memories.
Did you guys see the Cats movie? I haven't. But I just can imagine how terrible it is. Just from the clips. But I'm like, you have to see that and be drunk or high and watch that puppy. But can you imagine when they were doing it? As the actors. Okay, as actors. Would you know it was bad while you were doing it?
Yes.
Oh,
absolutely.
Oh my God. Oh my god. I think of James Corden in the, like, fat as a fat cat,
Oh,
and, he's, putting his all
Buster
into it,
Jones.
and I'm thinking to myself, "Did you know how dumb this is?" Like, "God, help me."
But you can't. You've got to commit. You've got to go for it and hope that it will be amazing.
Yeah.
Because the thing about being an actor is you're involved sort of a third of the way along the process. You
Yeah.
you shoot it, and then you're gone for the last 2/3 or the last third of the process.
Mhm.
So you have no idea of what it's going to turn out like. But there are times, especially when you're on stage, where you can turn to another actor and go, "Oh God, we're in a shit show, aren't we?"
Yeah.
And you just have to keep going out there and giving all you can
Yeah.
because people have paid to come and sit there and enjoy. And they may be enjoying it for a
A different
schadenfreude.
reason than one would think, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I could imagine that would be like, "Oh god." I mean, what it
Oh,
always
yes.
impressed.
I think K-Morn has a Disney thing. I think he can do a whole lot of Disney numbers.
Yes,
Little Mermaid.
absolutely.
Yep.
Little Mermaid would be
Yeah.
great for him. Beauty and the Beast,
Beauty and the Beast. Oh.
absolutely. And he would love, the teapot, I think. He would have a secret crush on the teapot. That's how that would go. Yeah. No, 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 no. And I think Damon would actually despise superhero movies because he would be like, "They are not super at all."
You really shouldn't be
Regret that.
wearing that. Those shoes with
Unimpressed.
that outfit?
Yeah, like, "What?" Just like, those they think they are powerful. I
I
think
think he
not.
would think of them as a comedy, actually.
Yes.
Because it
Yes.
just exposes all of human inadequacies and follies of that's what you think power is. That's what you think
That
is laudable. Okay.
I know, I know. It's
Why the
like
lycra?
right.
I mean, I
All
appreciate
that
it. That's
lycra.
fine. But
Oh, yeah. Oh, he doesn't understand. I mean, you're gonna be in lycra, you might as well be nude, and he just doesn't understand
yeah.
why people are not more into that. I mean, come
But then
on.
again, well, there is the running. But I guess if you can
Yes.
teleport, you don't need to worry about that.
Can you imagine Damon ever running? I don't think
No.
he runs anywhere.
No, he doesn't.
He sort of, saunters, strides, but
Hmm.
never runs,
No.
never runs.
No.
Yeah, that would just be not a thing. Alright, so Trixon has a good question for us, and I think Edward and Vanessa, since you guys both know your history,
Hmm.
this will be good for you. If you could go back in time to live in what time period would that be?
Ooh.
My 20s?
Yeah. I think that if I could go back in time, I would have to be I would wanna be a man.
Yeah.
And then, I think in Greek Roman times, that would be, in ancient Greece would be pretty spectacular when I think of everything that was going on then. Or yeah, because they actually had, good understanding of running water and toilets that was lost later.
Mm. Yeah. And steam engines and mechanics as well, apparently.
Yeah, all of
Yeah.
it. Yes, yes, absolutely. But okay, Edward, laughably in your 20s, but would you go to any other time period?
Can I visit and come back?
Sure.
Because I really think that we are actually living in it doesn't feel like it because of how we're bombarded with so much, but we live in the healthiest, highest life expectancy, least
Yeah.
violent, most tolerant time in human history.
Mm.
And I'm a big fan of that. It's not perfect. There are, of course, atrocities and awful things going on all over the world, but I don't think there's any other period of time in human history when it hasn't been that or worse. And I just don't think with my mindset I could cope with living in societies like ancient Greece or Rome where people are bred and traded as property and can be abused and used because they're not human, just that topic.
Yeah.
And we've
Yes.
spoken about bodily hygiene in the water.
Yes, all those things that we go through. I agree. I mean, I'd like to live in the future, depending on how if the future is
Could be
start,
Mad Max,
it could be like Mad
Right.
Max. That's true. But yeah, no, the modern times are the best that we've had so far. It does seem so. Okay, so
and we
this
can make
is
them better.
we can make them better. Okay, so Mistari asked this earlier because this is ridiculous, and this is really it isn't a jab at me, but it's funny because all my characters are the tallest character, depending on who's in the room. So Edward, how tall do you think Elgar, Balthazar, and Damon are?
What a great question. Well,
Yes.
based on my research and the writing, they are written as being, especially Damon, as being very large.
Very large. I know.
Yes,
I
that is.
know.
I'm quoting there.
Yes.
However, remember that Elgar is not from the modern period,
No,
and
he's
we
not.
know, depending on when he was, because technically, I think Raythe, Balthazar would probably be quite short.
He would be actually probably 5'5"
Yeah,
if
sort of a
he's
Tom
lucky.
Cruise.
Yes, he
But if
would be sort of a Tom Cruise.
Elgar's from a time before that, so he'd probably be
Yes.
reasonably tall. Look, in my mind, anyone about 6 foot is normal height.
Right.
An average height.
Right.
Because
Could be a
of
lot.
my
No.
So I think Damon's probably above the 6'2", 6'4".
Yeah.
Elgar, I'm not sure, probably 6. Balthazar, again, 5'4", I think sounds about right. But he wears pumps and heels.
Yeah. Of course he does. He has high heels. He has platforms. He's just like, what the
Absolutely.
hell? He
They're
would have
But present.
Charlie put a glamour on him to make him appear taller.
That's right.
No, it's so true. Good God. Well, no, Algar is from that period where, well, although he has to be actually, you know what I realized, because a lot of people were asking me about this, because I mean, Elgar couldn't be from any human history because he was there when Damon was there.
That's
So
right.
what was really interesting with me, because I had thought about it as a pre-Germanic civilization, and then I realized I was really going, the Conan books, they have like prehistory, you know, Atlantis, the Atlanteans, Lemurians,
Yeah.
all this kind of stuff. And I loved that Robert E. Howard did this, like created this prehistory, and there's even prehistory of the prehistory, and that was like all washed away, and we just have no memory of it. So that's sort of how I've placed those people. Like there is a history that was before that, which we
the
know.
antediluvian cultures.
Yes, the antediluvian cultures, because they would have to be based on what we know when Damon was around. I mean, because Caemorn is 1,000 years old, and he was born well after the war, well after. So I realized that it had to be.
What do you
had
think,
to be
fans?
different.
Should Raythe create a timeline of the Vampire Wars as a sort of primer for the Vampire Academy, a book written by one of the scholars, by Caemorn, an
Ooh.
introduction to the history of the vampire race with pictures?
With pictures, with illustrations. I'm sure people would say that. Yes.
And
Yes.
there can be a pop-up page for Balthazar.
Excellent. Excellent. Okay, Damon and Balthazar doing karaoke of a Touch Myself would probably be the best.
Oh,
but
God.
then Damon would just be like looking and just being like, well, of course people want me to touch myself in front of them. That would
If
just
that's
be,
what you want, then that's fine. Let's do
it's
that.
fine. Yes, exactly. This one's to me, and this is so true. Do I gain 3 seconds of life for every groan a fan has from a cliffhanger? Let me tell you something about writing serially. Every story must go up. Think of it like you're down in the valley, and then you have to be up on the tippy top of the mountain, or right when basically the roller coaster car is about to dive down again, like that moment, because you want people to feel like, oh my God, what's going to happen? What's been interesting and I'm wondering if you guys as actors felt this way when I had to turn these, and when I decided to turn these into it's not really book series, because book series are different. There is almost a breathlessness. It's exhausting actually to read a bunch of these chapters in a row. I find emotionally, like it's like, I don't know if you guys do that. Probably not, because you're not. Well, Edward, maybe you experience that because you do the narration. But yeah, every single one of them is like, it's like got to be high octane fuel. There are quieter chapters, but most of them have to have something that happens. It has to be addressed, and it has to leave it like, oh my God, there's something new. The monsters are chomping at their feet, or something like ridiculous like that. Men with guns have appeared. Flying snakes. That has to happen. Which has
there
led
are pictures of naked men in the printing press.
How
did they get there?
Basically, I've written myself into some really unique things. So I wanted to leave it on a high, and I'm like, oh shit, what the hell am I going to do with the flying snakes? Where did they come from? All right, well, that's going to happen. That's suddenly we're going to have a whole history of the flying snake people.
Right, it sounds like you're writing for spec or being an in the room writer for TV shows. And the producers come in and go, on the weekend, my kid was talking about flying snakes, and I think we should see those. And you're like, great,
Sure.
shit,
No
oh
problem.
my god, what?
Let me, like, you
Let
know.
me add that. But Raythe absolutely does. It's sort of Raythe's portrait of Dorian Gray.
Yeah.
Raythe is actually 400 years old
Yes.
and has been doing this for a while.
And it's more than 3 seconds of life I get, people. I get a lot more than that.
Mhm.
Ooh. Let's do another giveaway. So another giveaway for we're gonna have the awesomeness of Everdark Volume 5 audiobook for free. I think people should put in the chat painting. Painting, Painting. You're lucky I didn't put portrait. It's painting. I thought about it. So what's going to happen is after everyone puts it in the chat, the Nightbot will choose someone to win. And then that person will be able to basically reach out. You'll have to reach out to Kat. And she will give you a code. Okay. That's a very good question that Trixon's got. I'm going to find that one. Hold on one second. I'm taking some of these chapters and I'm like, Hosier and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, yeah, he totally would do that. All right.
You know, this is actually Raythe revealing how the ideas come. We get on live streams. We encourage you to drink, ask you questions, and then you're literally writing Everdark 3 right now. There's going to be flying snakes,
Right.
karaoke, acrylic nails, and thigh-high boots.
The thing is, this stuff does actually make its way into, frighteningly enough, it makes its way into it. People will say things in the comments, and I'm like, that's coming in next time. I'm like, do.
It's true. That's how an artistic process works. A lot of creators get together and go, what if? Wouldn't it be cool if? And someone at the back of the room goes, yes.
Yes.
And has the gumption to create it.
Yes. Okay, did someone win? I think someone won. I think they
Queen
did.
Rose Productions again? No. Black Rose has won? No. I think the bot has blown up.
Black
No,
Rose.
those were the two first winners? No, Black Rose. Black Rose has
Black
won the giveaway.
Rose has won.
Because Queen Rose already won, so the Nightbot said Black Rose.
Yes.
Apparently the bot likes Rose. Have you all noticed that?
Yeah, I know. Now you got to change your names, man. Matt, if you've already bought it, we actually thank you 1,000% because that allows us to have these amazing actors do these amazing things. But if you do win and for some reason you already purchased 5, we could give you something else. So don't worry about it. You guys, if you've, basically Queen Rose. Okay. So Queen Rose, please email Kat at marketing@raytherain.com. All right. So Cersei, you're my new favorite person, by the way. Thank you very much. I know everyone. Yes, as one does. All right. Since I cannot find Trixon's comment in the comment bar, I'm going to read it. Do the reincarnated vampires look the same or different from their first lives? They look different. Otherwise, everyone would recognize them for who they were. Because remember, Balthazar wasn't known as Balthazar Reborn because he looked like Iros. Iros has black hair. And he was quite different. Yes. And obviously Callie, you know what? We don't even know what Callie's original form was.
Spoilers.
Oh, whoops. Sorry.
Because
erase that from your mind.
Or maybe we do.
Or maybe we do. That's right. Yeah. Okay. So no, they do not know. They do not look the same. Here. So Rat Rider says for everyone.
Yeah, that is revealed in an upcoming chapter when we have some flashbacks to before or during the war.
Yes. Yes. And there's a lot more of that in EDA. All right. Rat Rider says, for everyone, what kind of music do you think your characters would listen to? What would their fave songs be? Oh my God, that's so hard.
Oh God, yeah.
I really, what do you think Rajani would like, Vanessa?
I think Rajani would like people to think that it would be something orchestral and dramatic.
Yes.
But in reality, it's like
Snoop Dogg?
Rancid or something, or
Yeah.
like ska. Like
No,
just
it's not. It's actually surf rock,
yeah,
1950s surf rock.
something like
I
bouncy.
love it. Like
Yeah,
bouncy a little bit, like, you know.
and secretly
Um,
sings along to it in the car.
Yeah, she's got like the little earbuds
The
just bopping
Monkees and
around.
the Beatles, and it's really chill. Simon and Garfunkel.
there were Simon and Gar oh god. So, I see Balthazar as liking almost a bit of everything, to be honest with you. He likes to dance, he likes to sing, he
Yeah.
likes to slide onto the stage. Um,
He's basically Tom Cruise.
he is Tom Cruise, literally, in height and in, yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to avoid that one.
Yes, I know, I know.
Um,
Tom has a lot of issues, I know,
well, we all do. God bless
Yeah.
all. Or gods bless us all. I think that Damon would probably find all music fascinating just because it's a
Yes.
unique creation for a moment.
Hmm.
And I
Um,
think he'd, like, see the math behind it. I think he would really
Mm.
be, like, sort of, like, seeing I can see him as seeing music, almost like a physical thing
and
that he would
feeling
see
it.
it.
I think
And
feeling the
feeling it.
pressure waves of the
Yeah.
sound in the air on his skin. So a full body listening experience.
Hmm.
Nice, nice. Okay, this sounds more like torture, Full Moon Witch, but okay, guys, if we could only listen to one song for the rest of our life, what would it be? Oh god.
Uh, oh,
That
part
would
of me just
be
goes, yeah, my brain does not compute.
does not compute, cannot do that.
'Cause
I
like
you know,
anything, even if you wanted to listen to it, if you had to listen to it over and over again, like that's
it would be
literal
torture. Yeah, it would be
I-
totally torture. It
Actually,
would
guys,
be totally
I think
torture.
that Full Moon Witch just threatened us.
Oh! Oh, god.
How
And
long have
this
we got? Well, seeing as your life's only going to be 5 minutes long, that should be fine.
you wouldn't even get to the song once. You'd just be lucky to get the opening notes. Okay, so another one is, would you rather have Damon as your husband or Balthazar, and why? I think I would like Balthazar because I think that he's a people pleaser and wants to make you happy.
And I am a people who would like to be pleased.
And
Yes,
I
sign me
like
up.
that idea. He
Yeah.
is like the ultimate doctor's wife. Like you come home and there would be a cocktail waiting and he would be in something sexy.
Oh.
I totally see that. It would
Help you
be
put your
perfect.
slippers on.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, your pillow would be fluffed, everything would be ready for
With a
you.
chocolate. Yes.
Yes, with a chocolate. You come back and Damon would be standing outside just staring at blades of grass and be like, "Oh, did you leave?"
I was communing with
You're
the
like,
spirits.
David, are you high? What is happening?
Yes.
Time doesn't run for me the same
Same
way.
way. Like, "Oh,
Did you
but you
miss
were
me?
just here."
I
What
am
did you
always with you. Oh,
Did you empty the
Oh.
dishwasher? I
Yeah.
have not.
Oh my god.
did you do the dishes, Damon?
Yes. Did you do the
What?
dishes at what?
Damon, you've been here all
No.
day.
I
Come on.
pushed all the dishes into the toilet.
That's why there's water everywhere. Isn't this charming? Yes.
And the bad thing is he could make it charming.
He could. That is what's so painful. It'd be
The
like,
way you didn't do the house cleaning is so gorgeous.
yes. Thank you, Damon, for making a mess because I appreciate this.
It's the king's mess.
I know. I
And
think of Damon as like a cat and Balthazar as like a dog. You know, a dog is like happy to see you and wonderful, and a cat just sort of may glance your way after you come back. And
yes.
yet you're like, thank you,
You.
thank you. I love you, kitty. And like a dog's like, I love you. Yeah.
Yeah, I
but
think
yeah.
actually I agree. Damon at a rave or a live event, like a
Yes.
Damon going to Burning Man, he'd probably be very comfortable there.
Oh my God. You know, you are not alone, Kitan, about Sam Smith's Unholy. I love getting all different versions of singles, like from other people singing it to just different
Yeah,
versions,
me
and then
too.
I get
Covers. Yeah.
obsessed.
Yeah.
And then I can't listen to it at all for a very long time. I mean, oh good lord. Yeah, Damon at a rave. Okay, hold on a second. Yeah, Balthazar would be amazing husband. He really would be. He totally would be. Oh my god. Okay. If you could sit down and talk to any character from the series, who would it be and what would you ask them? I actually would like to talk to Arceus because I do feel one of the things that Christian's parents, his father Henry, was actually talking to Arceus about the past, and Arceus has actually collected histories from other vampires, and I think he would be able to. I feel like he is able to communicate with modern people very well, and he's a teacher type person.
Hmm.
I think that would be true. Vanessa, any thoughts on that? Who would you like to talk to?
Oh, now you make me want to change my answer, because yeah, that would be to have somebody that's actually tracking the vampire's history and to be able to ask them, talking about, here's the prequels, here's the ancient history of the wars and stuff. That would be
Yeah, because
very
he's a member of the Order, and as we all know, the Order was a pretty fairy tale that Callie put together, sort of, to basically like it's not true. It's not true. So I feel like he would be very interested in actually knowing the truth about
yeah.
what's going on, and all of that. So that would be, I definitely think that's what he would do. He would be a good person to talk to. I think that Damon would be very hard to talk to. Now,
Hmm.
I don't think you would get as much out of him because I just think that he doesn't think the same way we do at all. I always get that sense that he's having to like wrench his mind away from whatever, universal spaces he's at to be like in this moment with the person.
Mhm.
And I also think that because he can see so many consequences to people knowing things, that he might just not say anything, because he doesn't even say things to Julian about what he
Mhm.
knows. So I feel he wouldn't be as open. Let's see. Elgar would be fun to talk to as well, although I think it would be painful. And I think Rajani honestly would know a ton of stuff. She knows she knows not only all the secrets, all the
But all the
gossip, all the things that's going to go on. But
Rajani,
she wouldn't tell anyone.
well, that's the thing. You wouldn't want to sit down with Rajani because she'd just be like, mm-hmm,
Yeah, I know. She's like, "Yes, just why don't you tell me about you?" And then you'd
exactly.
be telling her about your life story. Like, "Wait a minute. How are you getting my deepest, darkest secrets, Rajani? That's not right." Good Lord. All right, we are
Mhm.
going to do another giveaway. We are going to do another giveaway, guys. So I need you to I've got to think of what I want them to put in the, I want you to put SEAL, SEAL in the chat. SEAL, SEAL. Put that in the chat, and whoever is chosen by the Nightbot will receive a free copy of Everdark Volume 5, which is $25 on the shop if you want to pick one up yourself. But yes, put in SEAL.
Lots of seals coming in.
Lots of seals coming in, my God. Nice. All right. Let's see when someone's picked. All right, is it gonna pick? Oh, then someone put the little
Oh, there we
seal
go.
icon. Okay, Draco Dawn Stars has won the giveaway. Draco Dawn Stars has won the giveaway. Please email marketing@Raythe Rain. You will be given a code and you will be able to pick up your copy of the audiobook. By the way, those of you who've ordered the hardbacks, I have all your orders. I actually ran out of boxes, tape, and everything else. So stuff is going out, and I'm going to try to do it this weekend. So this is happening. And I really thank you guys so much for all the generous support you've given us over this. It's been very, spectacular in ways that I could not even imagine. I still think about when we originally talked about the hardcovers, and I was like, well, we're not even going to sell 25 of them. And now it's like, yeah, you sold a bit more than 25. So this person, okay, so Adwar says, would you rather move to Germany or to France for the rest of your life? Either would be pretty spectacular because they
Right.
both have awesome things. It's hard to know. I think you live in Germany, so would you like to stay in Germany or would you want to move to France?
I want to
Because
go
I'm
visit
in
Sweden for a while. I've got friends in the
Sweden.
Nordic countries, and
Mhm.
apparently they're pretty amazing.
Yeah, the Nordic countries would be really awesome. they know how to live, man.
Well, this colleague of mine is getting to work at one of the oldest theaters that still exist in the world. It's from the 1600s, and they support the arts. Crazy.
Mm.
I know.
Yeah, that's just, and they're able to give things like universal healthcare. What is this? I don't understand. It's so
Well, she
strange.
came back from here and set up a theater company for herself and started teaching and putting on work. And they're like, yeah, we should give you a building from the city to do that in because the community wants that and it's important. Here you go.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Now I'm depressed. They're like, hey, you know, AI can just take over your job, right?
Oh,
Don't you worry
God.
about it.
Oh, no, it
God.
can't. No, it
No, it
can't.
can't. Because it can only, I mean, it's interesting that Kat, who is our wonderful business butler and my VP and all this kind of stuff, the marketer, she actually studied AI back in school. So she's like, look, it can only do iterations of what's out there, and each iteration gets worse because the
Mhm.
more AI stuff's out there, the more it picks
Yeah.
up from that too. And that just makes it worse and worse and worse.
I
She's
would
like, it will
love to
make us
see.
dumb.
How do you
Hmm.
think that a bot would respond to some of these questions, for instance?
Oh God. I'm sure we could ask GPT and find out frighteningly.
It would be, oh, ChatGPT, what are
Frighteningly.
you looking? What does it feel like to lick the curtains? I think it would just get confused and we'd crash ChatGPT
Yes.
with this stream with all of the readers' questions and
Yeah, be like, I do
Yeah.
not understand. I do not understand.
or just launches nuclear missiles at us and we've caused Skynet. I mean,
Oh God.
your
Yeah, I'd be like, we
stream
gotta wipe
is
the earth
angry.
clean.
Yes.
There is another you know, AI or bad movie coming out. But it's also sad, I think, too, where they have these cute little, I always laugh about this. We pack bond as humans with anything. Like
Oh, yeah.
you put
Oh,
like
yeah.
googly eyes on a toaster.
A
That
tree.
toaster is now Fred, and Fred is beloved. They were having these issues where the police would not send in the bomb defusal robot because Sam, who is what they named the robot, might get hurt. So they wanted to go in themselves so that Sam would be safe. So this idea that we would not be all totally in love with the robots is ridiculous. No one's going to treat them badly. We're going to be like, "Oh, you're the best," because they would not they would be able to play us, man. Like we love, Fred the Beloved. Yeah. I mean, they
Maybe they
literally had
already
problems
are.
with yeah,
I mean,
with the
I've seen
bomb.
some of those pictures of the founders of Facebook and other things. I'm
Yes.
not sure if they're real.
Those more scary. I know. Maybe they are.
Down the
It's like not
conspiracy
quite real.
wormhole.
I know. Well, I just laughed because literally they would not send the bomb disposal robot in. And they were like, and this was deeply concerning to everyone. They were like, no, that's the whole idea, is to keep humans safe. They're like, Sam must not die. It was like, good
Sam
God.
can't die. Sam is
Right.
not alive.
Right.
Oh,
It's like, no. To answer your question, Lily, yes, Kamorn would keep journals, and Balthazar would find them, and that would be just how that goes. I think he would totally keep journals. I
find
think
them. I love that you find them accidentally on purpose. I think Balthazar would read people's diaries.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Probably make notes in the margin and put tabs in them and want to talk about it.
He would, and then what would be worse is like, I actually can read your mind, and I know what you wrote in your journal's a lie. You don't really think that. I'd just be like,
Oh
"What?
God.
Whoa,
Let us hope that
no."
Balthazar never picks up psychoanalysis as a hobby.
Yes, he could.
Why do you lie to yourself in your journal?
Let me pick you apart.
Who are you really writing this for?
Exactly. Like, who could be? Because I could see actually Balthazar writing journals, and they'd be full of lies, all
Oh, yeah.
lies.
Yeah.
Because he knows someone would want to know, and he'd be like, okay, I'll just leave this out here, and he would just leave it, and you could see like Kamorn coming into a room, seeing the journal, and just going to be like, it's like
Just out
bait.
on the coffee table.
Yes.
I do think that Balthazar may go and interfere with Kamorn's journals and notes and things. You know how you walk into a room if you've left a book and you're writing, and there's cat prints in the ink.
Yes.
Cersei's Island has asked a very interesting question about: do you think certain characters would ask for Armageddon on purpose? Which also links me into: would an Iros or can an Iros use their power to manipulate memory on themselves?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes,
And why might one want?
actually,
Yes.
Balthazar, as you'll find out.
Yes.
You know
I
that
might know the answer, Wraith, but I'm trying to foreshadow, make
oh,
it like interesting and cool and stuff.
all right. Well, now I feel lame.
No.
Yes, but it's a good question. It is
Yeah.
a good question. Actually, if you can think of it as a mind palace, Balthazar has a mind planet in his head. Yes. So what I
Balthazar land.
yes, I mean, Cersei's Island, because that's in the next volume, I don't want to ruin it for people. I'm not gonna tell them what it is, but for those of you who know, I think some might. If you recall, and this has already happened in the book, at least one of Balthazar's housemates did decide to do something rather extreme. And I wonder if she could have experienced Armageddon if she would have asked for it. But one of the big questions that, and I'm not going to answer this, but those of you who know, is, exposing what Armageddon is actually puts things potentially in danger for our main couples because of certain things. We'll just leave it at that. God, I have to, that answer is just like, how can I be more vague?
The art of the tease.
I know, it'd be like, what is going on?
I also think it adds a lovely element to when you think of characters who have these tragedies and these hurts in their lives, but choose to continue to remember them and keep them close,
Yes.
even though they could simply forget. So Elgar still carries around the memento mori, the memory of Eros, when that person could just go, I don't want to remember any of that hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's clearly damaged him at that time. We all know this. And
Massively, yeah.
yeah.
And then the repairing of that's one of the reasons I love where the storyline's going. Not to no spoilers, but how what would it be like to see not necessarily the person you loved have a new love and be going through that early stages of a new relationship, and you're hanging on to stuff, and oh, it's so juicy. Those of you
Yes.
who know, you know.
Yes, those of you who know. And I think it goes to Algar's nature, how he perceives this and how he is willing to carry a burden that he would not have Balthazar carry
Mhm.
or Christian carry.
Mhm.
But he won't let that go because I think it sort of honors things that happened. And
And he
as
appears
yes.
as he often wears, sweats and hoodies and doesn't appear to be the as strong as you'd need to be someone like that.
No, he
Quite
doesn't.
amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and we get a lot more for him next book. And that was actually inspired a lot by what happens for part of it. It's inspired by you guys, the readers, those of you who were awesome enough to give me ideas of where you wanted things to go in terms of his love life. Let's just put it that way. I will say 2 words, naughty kitty, and those of you who know. Okay, so Julie asks, would you rather live in the Everdark or here? That's a good question. I am a night. I'm a being who loves the night, to be honest with you. I think my normal natural hours are really like dusk to dawn. Although I do love the day. But and the Everdark is truly magical. But as a human, I would imagine it's dangerous because it's dangerous as a vampire there. What about you guys? What do you think?
I'd
Well, I
love
mean,
to visit.
all my stuff is here, so
Right.
Do they have skip the dishes? No, it's an interesting
Oh,
question because
God.
it's not an environment, an ecosystem, or a world set up for humans, is it?
yeah, not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love this. Matthew pointed out that NASA had a birthday party for rovers on Mars. Of course, and they had cake and they sang to them because that's,
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now maybe
Yeah.
they won't blow us up. Fair enough.
I know, exactly. They see how hapless we are and they're like, they'll never think that we're a threat. Like, oh no, we could just, fix that. All right. I love this. Balthazar secretly writes for a fashion magazine. Absolutely, he has. I can see Balthazar having been an actor, wanting to be an actor.
I think that Balthazar writes gossip columns and
Yes.
also bitchy reviews.
Yes,
think
he's a critic.
uh,
He's a critic.
A
Oh my
critic,
god.
and also on Amazon.
Yes, he totally is.
And
Oh my
every
god.
site, when you go on to look at your book reviews and people have written things about your book, I think he would take great pleasure
Oh,
from that
he
because
would
also they're public.
craft
Well,
those.
that's
Yes.
reviews.
Yes.
This is a good I'm sorry, this is a good question because I think we should have this. I think Damon would literally have it wouldn't just be a private thing, it would be everyone in the Everdark must celebrate.
Oh, yeah. It would become a big
Yeah.
public holiday.
Oh, it
It would be
totally
the
will be.
festival of the prince or something, yeah?
Yes,
Aw.
and Julian would be like, "No, we're not doing
Can
this."
we not do
Oh,
this,
damn it.
please?
Yes. Yeah, like, "Please, no, no."
And there's a
Um,
parade.
Would a week of festivities be more appropriate?
I would just be like he would definitely be like, "Oh, no, it'll go for the next year when we do your second." And be like, "Oh my god.
And you know
Oh my
Balthazar would want
god."
to turn it into a ball.
Yes. Well, there must be dancing.
Absolutely.
I think we have to do something like that. That's oh god, it's gotten too serious like on the story right now, but we definitely like yeah, have to do something like a dancing. Okay, because can a mirror forget themselves the way wyvern can be an animal too long? Yes. And that's actually answered in
Mm-hmm.
EDA. I will keep that. Think about things there. Think about
A
where
very
that's going.
deep metaphor for one's sense of self-identity and the pressures of social construct. Yes, fascinating.
Yes.
Yes.
So Wraith and Edward, do you think Elgar
Uh-oh.
was Iros's favorite fledgling?
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's actually answered that he really was.
Yeah.
I mean, Christian is his fledgling too, but it's different.
Christian is Balthazar's favorite
Yes.
fledgling. And I think that
Yes.
we do need to be mindful of Balthazar and Iros are the same person, but they're not.
Right. They are different.
Like if I went back to you in your 20s and asked you what's your favorite band and who's the great love of your life to date, I think we change, and a vampire who's thousands of years old is going to change a lot more.
Well, what's been fascinating to me about this is, it's almost the nature nurture argument a little bit. There, of course, there's nature, but I think the experiences that these reborn vampires have had as humans and also in their vampire time now, where they have gone from being these immortal, powerful beings, the rulers of their bloodline, second only in power to Damon with I've modeled them after like the Greek gods a little bit. So they had their petty jealousies and they had their gossipy bitchiness and everything, and then their great power. All of this brought them to earth and changed them. I mean, how could you not be changed? Becoming mortal, and then in Balthazar's situation, really by becoming someone's victim. But then he became, a hero too, but he had to, do things where he could feel weak and he could feel that he's he just feels very fragile, and he realizes how fragile we all are.
I think that's a really interesting point, is that the immortals who died and then lived as what they thought were mortals and had a second vampire life, they have a very different perspective than the immortals who never died,
Yes.
who were simply always gods. I mean, what does that do to how you perceive the world versus I am a human who has lived through awfulness and have a master who doesn't love me, and so forth and so on. I think it does change them profoundly.
Profoundly. I mean, I think when we look at Seer as a character, although she underwent some really terrible, terrible things, so that, changed her. But I think because she can see how little can be changed, as much as she changes, there's some things she can't. And I think that's always sort of grounded her in a way maybe the others couldn't. And also the tragedy of what's going to happen. And she knows and has to hold that to herself. But she is very different than, for example, Fiona. Who has, who's wyvern, and Fiona, who lost family and all this kind of stuff. It's you're right. She just seems Seer is far more distant, I think, because of her power, but also, as you said, Edward, because she is, she never lost being who she was. She's
Mm.
always been an immortal.
But even physically, she's never had a human body that, your
No.
knees ache when you get up, and
Mm.
some days you get up and you go, "Oh, my bum just exploded." Just dealing with
Yeah.
the most
Well.
humiliating basic needs of not being a god.
Yes. Yes. That's very true.
And just self-doubt. Just the doubt of, am I doing everything wrong, versus the arrogance of an immortal divine being who goes, I am a god. Of course I'm not doing wrong.
And because she especially controls a lot of what can happen, how they
Mm.
all got there. And this is something that Kamorn will point out. He's just like, well, he's like, we're here now because she wanted us to be here.
Yeah.
So but there's no guarantee that you can't be gone because she may want something else. She's trying to do this. All of it's for Damon, to get what what she feels that he needs, and for what they're going to do going forward. So it's fascinating thing. So Victor says Balthazar throwing Mitty or Mephi a birthday party. That's going to happen, don't you think?
Oh,
Edward?
yes.
Yes.
Excuse me, with little hats.
Oh my god.
Everyone's wearing a little hat.
And especially for Mephi, little hat.
Oh
hat.
God, yes.
And a little cake. Tiny
and
cake.
a little cape. A little
Many
crab
tiny
cape.
cakes.
Yes. And there's going to be cake and like drinks for everyone.
Absolutely.
Whipped cream. Oh my
Yes.
God.
And we must now sing for the cat.
I know, exactly. Absolutely. Everyone will be forced to sing for the cat, and it'll be Siren will be like, I'm not singing happy birthday. And Balthazar will be like, you are.
You aren't, are you? No. I think you are. I think I can change your mind.
I think I can change your mind.
And also gifts. There must be presents.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So Adwar asks, are we going to meet Horus soon? Horus controls the weather. Not yet. Horus will be deeper into it. We are going to meet in Everdark Academy, we meet 2 new immortals, and in the 3rd Everdark, something very exciting happens. So I'm not going to, there's a bunch of really exciting things that's going to happen there, but Horus is not going to be in that one yet. Okay. Question from Sierra. How long has House Ravencroft existed? Remember that Balthazar is only 250 years old, and they were with Roan Tithe for quite a bit of that. So I think they've only been around, quite frankly, for about 25, 30 years.
Yeah, House of Exiles, cast out of other houses who no one wanted. Someone describes them wonderfully. I think it might be Kamorn, as a house of broken toys or misfit toys.
Misfit toys. That's exactly how Kamorn would do it. Although Kamorn considers him a misfit toy himself, but he's like would never even be accepted there.
Oh, you can't admit that. I mean,
no, of course not. Of course not.
Look at your faults. Don't look at me. Yeah.
I know. It's really like, oh. So could were vampires turn into extinct animals or even dinosaurs? Yes, they can. And in fact, they can. Yes, they can turn into monsters.
Ooh.
Yes, from the Everdark.
Oh, sorry, I'm just imagining Julian asking Damon to turn into a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
I know.
Damon being very confused as why.
But I will say that like some interesting things that people have turned into is storm birds, massive like mythological creatures. But they can turn
Thunderbirds,
Yes. Okay. This is an interesting one. Have you guys ever seen Vanessa Edward, What Dreams May Come? That movie.
Yes.
Oh God, that movie haunted me, actually.
Yeah.
I was like, I wonder what for those who don't know, What Dreams May Come, basically, Robin Williams, his wife, and their kids all die in a car crash, I think, or the kids die in a car crash, and then the wife, I think, commits suicide. I'm not quite sure. They're all dead at the end, but then they decide to go on, so it was pretty good. But it was, yeah.
Well, I think Shakespeare quote, isn't it?
Yeah.
Die to sleep a chance to dream. For in the sleep of death, what dreams may come.
Yes. Oh, that's beautiful. I think that it would confirm to vampires that they don't. I mean, it would be one of two things. It'd be like, on the one hand, they would be like, nope, want to keep alive. And the other hand, they would be like that, that sort of jealous thing of like, we'll never be able to like be the caterpillar who becomes the butterfly either. There's never that chance.
So do you think, therefore, that Hallmark movies are horror movies for vampires?
Oh,
imagine being trapped in that forever.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Yes. Oh, Jesus.
White
I
middle
think
class suburbia. The
yeah.
hell.
No. No, 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 no,
So
no.
many sweaters.
Why are their teeth so fake? Their
I
hair.
think if he watched horror films, he would just be like, "Why are they running like that?"
Yes.
You know, just like he's like, "Can Damon turn into a griffin?" Damon can turn into anything he wants, but Damon as a T-Rex with those little arms would be sort of awesome.
Yeah, being ridden by Julian.
Yes. I love this. Okay, so my boyfriend's straight but super supportive in a very sassy way, and he calls Everdark Academy Everdorks, and it makes me laugh every time. That I love. I love it. I love it. Oh my god.
I
Well,
think he's a little jealous.
I think so. I think so. It's so funny. I had a lot. The stories never go the way I think they're going to go, but they always go better than what I planned. Although sometimes I always feel like there's a lot of lost opportunities because you end up going into situations where you didn't think you were going to go. Where I really didn't understand that Everdark Academy is about the war versus Everdark was about bringing Damon back, and then the third Everdark, whose the title is not yet out, is going to be about humanity dealing
Not
with
yet out. That's a strange title for the third series.
not yet out. I know. And how humanity is dealing with things.
Yeah, dealing with vampires. Yeah,
Yep.
because they're not yet out.
No, they're not yet out. Well, they are out. We're like seeing it from this very I think that what was interesting is I realized, and this is something that you guys probably are like, of course, that none of the immortals or really everybody, they hadn't dealt with the gigantic psychic wound that was the war.
Yep.
Yeah. But they have to fix that. Damon coming back does not actually fix things. And it was just interesting.
And he never said it would. That's the other fun thing.
No, and in some ways he can't be the one to fix it because they have to take ownership. Yes,
Yeah.
he is king. Yeah.
But he doesn't fix things.
Or do the dishes.
He doesn't.
Or do the
He
dishes.
doesn't. He stands back and just looks magnificent.
But even the fact that he went away, that's a huge story
Yes.
of what happens when someone you assume will always be there suddenly isn't. And how over time the immortals turn into their worst selves. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that Damon has fully dealt with that, but it's very hard to do an arc for him because he is, I don't know, he's like a
He is
distant
king.
star. He is king.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yet he didn't realize that he is king meant he was necessary to be there. And he's like, he blames himself for everything. But at the same time, he can't interfere with a lot of what's going on, which is weird. Raythe, everyone is happy about Coase. I will just let you guys know that Coase is a dire wolf, and we find out about the dire wolves coming up. Yes. Damon is a pillow princess? I don't know what that means, but oh God. I don't want to know, do I?
It also actually Adware could be a Damon pillow. What do we think? Have you all seen those pillows? You can make the full length
Yes.
boyfriend girlfriend pillows that you can snuggle.
Oh
yes. Oh my God. I could totally see that. And he would have to be at least 6'4", 6'5".
Absolutely. So he could snuggle you properly.
A good snuggle. Well, you guys have been so amazing to stay for 2.5 hours. I am not going to have you continue on, but right now this was fantastic. As always, really and truly. People really want the body pillow. Now we're like, body pillows. And I'm like, guys, I'll look into it.
See, that would have broken ChatGPT. That's how we know that you're real people.
I'm like, oh my God. I think people would rather have like the Coase body pillows, which is this dire wolf they could cuddle with.
Yeah.
Although I don't know. Is it Damon with or without the fur coat?
What if it's
Ooh.
both and you can unzip it and take it off?
Yeah.
Oh,
Cold and
I
hot,
like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm so into that. So yeah. So guys, I'll look into the body pillows and stay off of that
The things you
just
all make great
because.
promise.
Note to self.
So Edward and Vanessa, just know that the Christmas gift this year will be
Tiny hats.
Tiny
Tiny
hats.
hats for cat birthday parties. And maybe a pretty dress.
And maybe
for
a very
cats.
pretty dress.
Little pretty
It's gonna
dress
be
for
good.
cats.
It's gonna
Yeah.
be excellent.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I had a lovely time chatting with you all
Yes.
and hearing
Thank
what
you,
you're up to. And I look
everyone.
forward to the next one.
Absolutely. And we're gonna do it in October. We have to do it in
Ooh, a
October
Halloween
for
spooky one.
Halloween stream.
Yeah.
We have to
I'd
do a
love to
Halloween
hear what
stream.
everybody would like to do. If we read some
Yes.
spooky things to each other or what we
I think
do. But
so.
yeah.
Absolutely. So guys, start thinking of your ghost stories. We're gonna pick something. We're gonna do something awesome. All right. So thank you,
Matthew,
thank
do
you.
we go away from this going, our fans are weird? You're not weird. You have no idea how weird we are.
I know. I'm like, you
We're all in
guys
good
seem
company.
terribly normal in comparison.
Yeah.
Terribly, terribly normal. Don't you worry. All right, guys.
Until
I'm
then,
ending
until next time.
till
Be
next time. Love you all.
Love you all.
Bye.